I figure we're gonna be doing the giveaway thing in like a half hour.
A half hour?
There has been an awakening.
I don't know.
Sounds good to me.
Have you felt it?
Holy shit, pissed. That's hammered.
This guy has problems.
Hello.
Guy has the Death Stick edition. Edition.
You guys are so funny.
Hello.
Death Stick Edition. Episode 2, Death Stick Edition.
C3 penis face and R2 dickhead.
I need that Blu-ray copy.
Looking. Found someone you have, I would say.
All right, you're up, Mopar.
May the force be with us. Fucking A.
Good day, Galaxy Rogue Squadron Podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. My name is Mopar.
I am Commander Cody.
And we've got our buddy Anthony T. Dot on, who is on, I think, 200 years ago. Exactly. He's been on a handful of times. Well, twice. You've been on twice.
Yeah. Recklessly.
Yeah, we did a bunch of stuff for like stuff I was doing and things that never got released and a bunch of other stuff that people probably can't even find on the internet anymore.
Oh, it's there. I've seen it.
Huh.
t.nudes.org.
I'm surprised you made it out alive after seeing that.
I don't know what you talking about. Anything with T.Nude is gonna be fire.
It's fire.
I like those new dreads though, man.
I gotta be honest. Like, there's probably some less than notable videos that I left behind in Korea once.
Oh.
Once, not twice, though.
So we
at
got-
least it only happened once. You learned your lesson.
So we got Korean porn. Don't tell Kerner.
Let's say it's more like once, but it was like a box full of shit.
One box is full. It was a 12-volume set, but once. It was one 12-volume set. I got it.
This shit was so long ago. It was literally on like tapes. It was like the little tape. I can't remember what were those. The two
Yeah,
things that you
those.
put into the recorder.
It's the VC-R, I think. It was. Yeah.
Old school. Not even on a thumb drive.
Wait, was that it? No, it's VHS-R, I think, is what those little mini tapes were that went into the big tape that played the tape
so you could play it.
and then you
Right.
record the tape and the tapes. Guys, we're talking about old
You
shit.
watch the tape on the tape that you recorded with the tape on. Yep, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, with the tape over your nipples. I remember that one. Oh.
Lost.
So guys, we got a lot to celebrate today. It's Easter, so happy birth of Anakin. Anakin.
No,
Anakin is risen.
Risen, yeah.
Risen,
No,
yeah.
he wasn't-
Oh yeah,
he
sorry.
just-
So not birth,
He
not.
just wasn't born on Easter.
You
So
know,
what
guys,
we're celebrating,
I think on this auspicious day, we have to at least acknowledge the dramatic goddess of spring and fertility. Her name was Easter. She predates Jesus by thousands of years. They use rabbits and eggs to promote the fertility theme. This is a pagan ritual that was confiscated by the Catholic Church.
Confiscated. They stole the book, the coloring book, the Easter coloring book.
and then it was
were like-
confiscated by George Lucas.
They were like, yo, this would be a good one. We can get more money out of those peons with it.
Sell that candy, you know what I'm saying?
I'm not big on holidays.
I like vacations better.
Well, I just wanted to relate everything to Star Wars, like we do here on the Rogue Squadron podcast. So
Yeah.
Easter would correlate to Anakin almost dying and then crawling out of the lava pit.
No, I think it would probably be Anakin's revival at the end of Jedi.
Yeah. Anakin in the Vader costume.
Yeah.
It's a lot longer than
that's
3 days,
Easter.
though.
Well, it was a
It's
long.
like
I mean,
30
technology,
years.
you don't know. Also with Star Wars, they're real jumpy with the time frames. It could have been 30 seconds.
It's very true.
Depending on the planet,
That's
they
very
could
true.
everything could have been happening at light speed.
I was going to say,
compared to our,
so somebody was in light speed throughout that entire thing, and it really only took like a second and a half.
it all happened on Kessel, the big giant octopus in space. Kessel's armpit, and he was flying through space at light speed. That's how big Kessel is, man.
So,
He's a big bitch.
So,
So we
got-
have a theory because we were talking about the Kessel Run. Have you seen the Solo trailer?
I haven't seen the trailer, no. Is that out already?
Yeah, it came out during the Super Bowl.
You're too
Guys,
high for this.
I have a confession that I have to make, though. Like, I'm out on Star Wars. Like, I'm out.
What?
Like,
You're
don't get
done.
me wrong. I still love it. I still will enjoy the new stuff for, the new kids to have their own version of what we loved.
Well,
But, like,
we got to end this
I'm
show.
with the old canon. This new stuff is dope, but That shit ain't canon to me. I love the old shit.
If it's dope, why you out?
Because it ain't it just ain't my shit. Like I still love the NBA, but I'm kind of out on it. It looks like Vince McMahon's in control to me.
That's a good
I
NBA
still
though.
love it.
I'm never out on the NBA.
I still love it. I don't miss no episodes of the starters. I still could fire up most of these dudes that call themselves NBA fans, but I'm just kind of out.
Well,
I can't even talk about it. My
well,
favorite player went to the dark side. So.
well,
Man,
Kyrie wearing green, it hurts my innards.
well, it seems almost like he saw the writing on the wall for how this season was going to play out.
Is that right, Mr. Knee Surgery? He's going to be out there in the fucking playoffs. Fuck you, bitch. I'm done. All right. All right, we got to move on. This is an NBA.
Where I was trying to say is today's Easter, which also marks the anniversary of the day that Mopar almost died. So I think that's important to celebrate.
No, that was Easter Eve.
Well, close enough.
Yeah.
Easter Eve,
he almost died.
It was a Saturday before Easter.
And anyone that's listening, anytime that we party and we're not together, one of us almost dies.
That's
because we usually save other people's lives or we save each other's lives, and if we're not together, we're on the verge of death.
do you guys sometimes when you're not together turn around and you're just somehow looking at each other in the same room like you've been connected through the force?
I had teleported here from Pennsylvania to save your life.
That's what this podcast is. This isn't using the internet.
We're saving each other's lives as we speak right now.
How am I connected?
We allowed you in.
It's the will of the
force. In
force.
about 2 hours.
Oh.
You must have jumped down the dark side butthole in Octo.
Dark side butthole.
That's exactly what she went into.
It's true. It's 100% true.
Gross.
Yeah.
Is there some Christian thing like the dark that like anal leads to the dark side? Like it's a sin. Jesus hates you.
Can't.
Did we figure something out there? I can't. Everybody shut this off already. So why the fuck are we even talking?
Last thing is that it's April Fool's Day. So T-Dot, I'm glad you brought up that you hate Star Wars because April Fools, you don't, because Star Wars is the best and you don't hate anything. So
I never once said I hated it. Don't be trying to fake news. Don't try to fake news me.
Come on, man. This is CNN. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's not that I hate it. It's just that like this new stuff they're doing is like, it doesn't feel like Star Wars to me. It feels like Star Wars themed remakes. Although
what is the Last Jedi remake of?
Although I will say The Last Jedi I think is a very good step in the right direction, and I see The Last Jedi being like a really good thing for getting the younger children and generations into Star Wars. Like it's a really good stepping stone, and it's actually a pretty good movie. I just don't think it's a part of the canon that I like. Like those people have no connection to Darth Maul in my book. What they know about what they know about Darth Jar Jar. That's all I'm saying. They weren't even there when that plot. They don't even know that's a thing. They think it's just an internet meme. They don't know that like there's a strong possibility that they were gonna put that in, but the fans hated Jar Jar so much they was like, scrap that shit. Bring in Christopher Lee.
But from a certain point of view, it is an internet meme.
It's like the Michael Jordan meme. Like there's
you said all the kids know is.
I was gonna say there's young kids that see the Michael Jordan crying meme and just like they don't know who that is.
Right.
They're just like that's just the crying dude.
They're just like Kobe Bryant is the greatest basketball player ever, and Jordan is a crying meme guy.
It doesn't even have a name. It's not even Jordan. It's just crying meme guy.
Right? When crying meme, old black dude.
That's when you know you've made it.
It's big. Yeah, because LeBron has a crying meme face, and so does Jordan. But I've never seen Kobe's crying face meme. I step up.
It's because Kobe doesn't fucking cry. He's Kobe Bryant. That dude's made out of snake eggs or something.
Snake eggs are very fragile. What the fuck? Yeah. I think I see one apart.
But yeah, I don't have a butt. Sorry.
Yep, that's it.
Snake eggs. Yeah. I was thinking like venom and fangs and like how the baby snakes don't know how to control.
You chose the only thing about snakes that's very soft. You did. That's like the softest thing that is anything affiliated with snakes.
You're like snake belly fat without the scales. Sorry.
Like the meat.
Hey man, they can't all be winners.
No, and that's the whole point.
They kind of can.
Some snake eggs are really just not winners. I don't know. Snake eggs. Nah, I did think that The Last Jedi was much better though. The Last Jedi was like it has some genuine funny moments. I got some complaints about it too. Like, what the fuck was the purpose? What the fuck was the purpose of Rose? Like, just in general.
That's what I hear from everybody.
Her
Even
purpose
some
was to
people
die,
like
and she didn't.
even some people like the milking of that siren on the beach, but are still like they can't cool on Rose. Like, what the fuck is that character doing in the movie?
Yeah, like, and she went either like when she showed up, she showed why she could have been in the movie. Like, she knew all the inner workings. But like Finn, literally at the exact same time as her, showed us that he knew all the same shit. So, all right, well, goodbye, weird garbage dump girl. Going to save the universe. Whatever the fuck she was doing down there.
Hey, Goodwill chick, get the fuck out of here. I've had enough of you. No, I agree. It's like they could have filled that void with a fucking droid, like, and it would have been. Oh yeah.
No,
wow.
No, I'm over him.
C4PO.
C4P1.
You could have put that ball droid in there; it'd have been fine. Just him and the ball droid, no Rose.
Ball droid.
The ball droid. You're so pissed about the new canon that you won't even call him by his actual name.
BB-8. You just fuck.
Does the BB stand for bowling ball? Like, can we?
Maybe as a joke, but it probably stands for something real. Like at the end of the day,
Maybe ball bearing.
Ball bearing.
I like ball bearing. Yeah.
Like a BB gun. He's a BB droid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta say, BB-8 was pretty tough in this movie.
He's pretty sweet.
I hated him in this movie.
I loved him.
Why did you threw a trash can over his head? Then he acted like a fool on Snoke's ship, and then he drove an AT-ST around and killed everybody. What the fuck is happening?
Well, it is Star Wars. We need something like that, like Jar Jar, like the Ewoks. It's gotta happen.
As much as they use droids, why would they capture the rebels on the ship and then not pay attention to the droid?
Especially when the other droid clearly noticed that it was a walking trash can.
That's how they got caught in the first place. Yeah.
And what was up with that weird, just perfectly Imperial officer BB-8 reskin? Like, they put that character in late into development and didn't have time to go back and animate him correctly.
BB-9E, bro.
Reskin BB-8 as a freaking Imperial droid. I don't like that.
I guess that's just the new astromech.
Nah, that's just a new style. Nah, that's just too on the nose. I mean, I guess it makes sense.
He had a buzz cut.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. They were saying that the arms dealers were dealing to the Republic and to the Imperials. So I guess.
There you go.
To answer your own question.
Also, there was a astromech like R2 style, but all black in Rogue One. That was Krennic's droid. So they got similar.
I don't remember that one.
I don't remember that either. I just watched it like this morning.
He's right there. Well, you can't see this; it's off screen, but he's right there.
You have an actual astromech in there?
Yeah.
What? I don't remember that either.
He's over there.
He's right over. He's right there.
He's over there. Literally, Krennic is right there. Ben Mendelsohn's outside my office right now.
They're doing some filing for me.
Come on, guys, pay attention.
I will say, I thought Mark Hamill was pretty amazing, actually.
Hell yeah.
Like, I don't think. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm glad you said that. And even if people were upset with what happened with Luke, you can still appreciate what Mark Hamill did with the character. Yeah, because there's just people that say, "Oh, there was that one thing Luke did, and I didn't like it." So the entire character of Luke, I fucking hate it now. It's like, whoa.
Well, I feel like people are doing that about the entire movie. Like, I didn't like how Luke's role went, so the movie must obviously suck altogether.
Right. Like, I couldn't stand what they did with Carrie Fisher, but I don't feel like, oh, Carrie Fisher was terrible or the movie was terrible. I feel like they should have done. One is let her die when she dies.
Yeah.
That's what I thought too.
Like, can we at least get some kind of explanation as to why all of a sudden Carrie Fisher is the most powerful force sensitive we've ever seen in the history of Star Wars, strong enough to just defy the fucking vacuum of space? Does
that really make her the most powerful thing ever? Or is it just like, life or death situation, I'm going to live because I have the Force?
Okay. Maybe it wasn't the most powerful thing ever, but she was communicating through fucking the universe with the Force. She fucking...
So was Luke and Vader.
Yeah, and they're fucking super powerfully trained Jedis and Siths. She's just fucking Leia. Like, show somewhere that she has some sort of training and that she has the ability to use the Force.
Luke was not super trained.
No, you already know how I feel about Luke in his 2.5 weeks of training. Like he met Obi-Wan, he trained him for 7 hours on his ship, and then he hung out with dying Yoda for 3 minutes, and Yoda was like, had dementia, just making him do crazy shit. Eat worms! Pick up the ship! Carry me to where I want to go fishing!
Give me the beans, bitch.
Put my laundry in the dryer, bitch, with your mind.
Right. Like, don't get me wrong, but actually in this movie, I like the fact that they showed that Luke was just on that island like a crazy person reading the Jedi teachings over and over again. So now, when Luke rebuilds the Jedi Order, it makes sense. And they also kind of showed that he tried to do it before, but he failed, and that's why Ben, blah, blah, blah. So, like I said, I really think this is a good step forward for Mickey Mouse Star Wars movies. But
Yes.
I will treat the movies that happened prior to Mickey Mouse and the movies that happened after Mickey Mouse as like New and Old Testament. And I'm old school.
Well, there is no after Mickey Mouse. Disney owns it. So until they sell it, which is never.
Yeah, but there's really no after Jesus. It's just after, the death and resurrection. So
Yeah, but I'm talking about movies, though.
Anakin's death in the plethora of the movies represents. Yeah, so you had it right, actually, with the Anakin Easter thing. You were exactly right.
So that's what I was trying to say. You guys fucked me up for a second. I was like,
how long have we been recording?
Episode 138, Easter. No, fuck that. I'm talking about rabbits and shit. Last Jedi sucks.
So Dakota in the chat room said, "Why did the Empire pay the code cracker millions after capturing him? They made a deal. Like why?
Same reason that
he's a prisoner of like war. Why did they give him money? Why don't they just torture him and say, what the fuck are they up to?
Well,
doesn't he have like 2 Infinity Stones?
Oh yeah,
that's true. He does, and those hot ass like AIDS. Well, it's the same thing that happened with Boba Fett in Episode 5. He didn't just
because they want repeat business.
Well, he didn't just get Han and then decide to kill or torture Boba Fett. He still paid him or compensated for his loss or whatever.
Right.
But the deal was altered.
Yeah, no altered deals in this one. I love DJ. I love DJ.
I thought it was one of the better acting performances in the entire movie.
For sure. Him and Mark and Adam Driver just like, dude. Killed
Benicio del Toro?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was good. He was really good. I mean, I thought the movie was good. I feel like they kind of reduced Finn strictly to comic relief for this movie for some reason. Like, it didn't seem like anything he did was serious.
Yeah, they filled like a weird Han Solo pit with him. Like he was all of a sudden the guy that was trying to escape and not be a part of this, and then he found his way throughout the movie awkwardly after being trampled by those space horses.
Yeah.
And strangely enough, none of the shit that happened with Rose needed Rose to be there for him to come to that same epiphany.
100%. Yeah. Yeah.
That's how we say. That's how we defeat the bad guys. We kill each other.
I hate to say it, but that shit was kind of that shit seemed, I don't know, man. They just seemed like they just shoved Rose in there. Like, we can't just have Finn running around by himself. Make up a character who has no need and no purpose, who just is just there until it's over.
Well, the unfortunate thing about that is that I thought Kelly Marie Tran was a great actress and there was potential there. I just felt like they didn't really do anything with the character, so I didn't really care about it.
Right, so like I think they could have had Finn go off on his adventure. They have her around still because of good info she gave out, or maybe from the command room or something. Not like, why is she just out there with him?
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like you think about Rogue One, and it was just Cassian and K2. They would do entire missions together. So why couldn't it have been like Finn and a droid? These two droids.
Robot means slave. Robot means slave.
Also, Jakota's pissed in here.
Okay.
Talking about how Boba was hired. Man, I don't care if he was hired. You know how people will get captured and give up their friends to get a lighter sentence or whatever?
Oh, wait, didn't Benicio del Toro even say that he cut a deal? That's why they let him go, because he cut a deal.
Exactly. I don't see the confusion. Out of everything that happens in that movie, if we're worried about why DJ got away with some money, that's like the least of our worries.
Didn't he die with the
they didn't show it, but I'm assuming that he got away. Because they did that, and then he took his money and started walking away towards a ship before they even hit the light speed thing. So I assume that he got away for free.
You know, I like how with that scene where Luke fucking stalls Kylo and his whole army. And so, like, it's dope how they set it up because they show you that sand is blowing up red like that for a long time, just so you get it in your head. There's an exploding red sand, but then they don't show it to you for a while, long enough that you kind of forget about that. So when they shoot Luke, it actually looks like they just peek misted him. You're like, oh, like now I'm back in on Star Wars. I don't know. I think this is a very good step in the right direction.
Yeah.
I hope that they continue to film movies with whatever gusto. Oh, that is annoying. With what the fuck was that? Did you guys hear that?
This is the first order, man.
The ghosts in the closet, I think.
It's the first order.
Like
They're coming
beep.
for you.
You didn't hear the beep? Am I?
Being recorded by the Empire.
Anyways,
You got a pro droid in your office.
hopefully it's an Imperial one because they just look cooler.
They do. Everything Imperial is definitely cooler.
Don't you think like the Sith probe droids were those little like floating head units? Like it was the head of BB-8 floating around. And then it gets to the Empire and they're just fucking monstrosities that look like robot glaciers. Like what the fuck? How did you go from economic small can go everywhere to this thing? I guess fair enough. I'm answering my own question because they shoot it out of the ship.
You're just rambling. You're not even saying anything. I don't know what you were talking about.
No, I'm just comparing technologies between.
But you talked about the probe droid, and then you went to the Empire, and I was like, the probe droid is the Empire. What the fuck are you saying right now?
Oh no, I meant the Sith probe droids.
Yeah.
The Sith. infantry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you said you go from that to the Empire, and then you get to monstrosities. I was like, the probe droid is the Empire. What are you saying?
No.
It literally is.
No, I'm talking about Darth Maul's probes.
I think Darth Maul's probes were special. I think he probably designs those himself. Everything Darth Maul had was like different.
Yeah.
So those are probably specifically his.
I apologize. I was thinking of the probe droids from.
Yeah, I thought
Episode
you were. I was
5.
with Cody, but I think I caught what you were saying a little quicker than Cody.
Yeah, the Sith probe droids, or whatever you want to call them.
No, I think you're right.
No.
But you said Sith, and Vader's technically a Sith, and I was like, yeah, from Empire.
Oh no, Sith probe droids, as in Maul's probe droids.
I feel it.
Compared to the probe droids of the Empire.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Maul's stuff was like custom. Because, you know, he was like, Maul wasn't a real Sith Lord. He just had the mantle, but he was actually just an assassin. So, like, when the assassins go home and the Sith Lords go plot, like, Maul was plotting, but he didn't have to do any of the other human stuff like normal people. So he was, like, tinkering around with everything.
He didn't have to do the politics.
Right. He was a puppet. So he was like George W. Bush. Like Cheney had to go to the real meetings and Bush just had to show up for the TV spots.
Choke on pretzels.
I'm drinking beer. I've been waiting to say this for so long. I was like, I know we do a beer review every episode. Some people are like, they haven't talked about the beer yet. What's going on? That's why we're making no sense at all, because we haven't done the beer review yet. But I am having something from Land Grant, which is right there.
I'm going to grab something.
There you go. See, I knew you would. Fucking sitting over here like you're not going to have a beer on the episode. It's not February.
Yeah. I had some things come up earlier today that limited my time, so I couldn't get out to the store.
But you don't just have beer sitting around in the fridge, right?
No, actually, these days I don't really drink like I used to.
Yeah, same here. Just on Sundays for this show.
Well, so, you know, I've been out doing stand-up comedy, so
I saw.
yeah, when I go out and I get on stage, I tend to drink, but other than that, I haven't really been drinking. So there's just, the house is dry. We're like a super Christian neighborhood on a weekend.
That makes no sense. All the Christians I know get fucking blackout drunk.
And especially on the weekend, too.
I just mean there's those like weird dry counties where like you'll be in a town and if you're on this side of this street, you just can't buy alcohol on a Sunday. But if you're on this street, you can buy alcohol on Sunday.
I feel you, yeah. It depends on the state and stuff.
The state of what?
You never been to a dry county, Ball?
Not very often, actually, which is nice. So I'm spoiled.
There's no dry counties in Ohio. I don't think.
Nope.
There are dry counties in PA, I know, and Indiana. They're very conservative over that way, though. So is Ohio.
There's some. I've seen some in Texas. I've seen some in Florida. I think California too.
Coruscant has some districts that are dry.
Yep, Coruscant. Yeah. So I'm drinking a seasonal limited release from Langrand. It's called the Sun Drip. It's a double IPA. It's very floral, very fruity, very citrusy. It's pretty good. It's not what I expected from Langrand. Almost every beer from Langrand has been like, oh, fuck, this is awesome. And this one's just like, yeah, it's good. It's a good IPA.
Okay.
So, sorry, guys.
I found a Trogs Hop Back. This is just an amber ale. But Trogs is always solid.
Your standard amber ale, huh?
I'm not going to pour this one out. I'm being lazy.
Pissed ass.
Pissed ass.
That's why I said this one's 7.7%. As I said, it's a double IPA.
This is pretty good, actually. Amber ales have never been my favorite, but this is hitting the spot right now, actually. 55 IBU and 6% alcohol.
Sorry you're not having some delicious nectar, T-Dot.
It's all right.
Good.
Actually,
I didn't care that much.
You know what? I was drinking. I actually had a beer last night. If you want me to grab that, I could tell you what that was. I did have one.
It's okay.
Seasonal or something.
I'd rather not know.
Nah, it's not that important.
No. So what's going on outside? I know we're going to be getting into a lot of Star Wars stuff, but you said you're doing some stand up.
Yeah. Had a buddy at work come in one day and was like, "Man, I went to this open mic night, and everybody there either reminded me of you or they weren't as funny as you." And I was kind of like, "When's this happening again? Because I'm gonna go do it." So I went and got up. It was the next day too. So I went and got up the next day and
sobered up and then head on over.
No.
The opposite.
I don't do sober. I mean, I see people out there sweating it, like, you know, I gotta be clear mind. I'm like, I just hit a bowl. I'm drinking too. Shit. But yeah. I don't know, man. I love it. I get up there. It's dope. It's like, where else can I go where somebody just says my name, people cheer, they hand me a mic, and then I make people happy and they make me happy. It's like the greatest drug I've ever had. Yeah.
It's pretty intense depending on the size of the crowd.
Yeah.
It also depends on like the who's in the crowd, like age and all that. Man, I did it once, and it was for probably like a couple hundred people. But it was everything from like 5-year-olds to grandmothers, and I'm like, oh my god,
You got to talk about animals. That's how you win that crowd. You just talk about animals.
You know what I did?
Everybody knows animals.
You know what I did is I talked about myself and what people do when they're alone, so everybody kind of understood it. Because you do goofy shit when you're by yourself, so I just played off that. But
that's
it was
true.
fun.
You ever look in the mirror and you see yourself looking back, like you catch it just for a second?
And you say, I was talking about like how people try on sunglasses and the different looks you look into, like, especially when you're alone, you're like, I would look like this normally, and you look to the side, like something that you would never do with people around. You just stare at yourself. Man, I look good.
Yeah,
but
fuck yeah.
Yeah, I talked about it.
Look like the Terminator.
And when you freak yourself out when you're like watching a movie by yourself, and then like your mom comes home late, and you're like, "Fuck! Did you hear that?" Like freaking yourself out. I just kicked my cat. He got scared too, I think, when I kicked him in the genitals. Yeah, no, it's fun. It's great to like vibe off people.
Right.
Right. You'll see what people catch on. Like you'll toss something out there and you'll be like, people really didn't react to that. So let me move into this direction, and then you'll start catching other people.
Or sometimes you just stay going the way you were going before, and you just die horribly on stage.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens.
It's part of it.
Let me tell you guys a story though. So these days I'm all into transparency, right? Even more than before. Not like I had much of a filter, but so like I'm a huge fan of Sinbad. Like I liked Sinbad even before I even knew what he was talking about. I liked him because he was a light-skinned black dude on TV, right? So I always rooted for Sinbad, Scottie Pippen, Charles Barkley. Like not Charles Barkley so much anymore, but like Scottie Pippen and Sinbad. I'll fist fight you right now for them. I ain't light-skinned, he brown. Anyway, I love Sinbad, right? So Sinbad is coming to Portland. I get tickets early, like month and a half early. I have my local kind of comedy mentor. I invited him. He's coming with me. So me, him, and my buddy, we go to the show. The day before the show, my wife starts a big fight with me because, of course, there's no way I'm going to Sinbad. I'm cheating on her. Like, literally, I told her in February, like, oh my God, I got tickets for Sinbad. And she was like, yeah, right. You going to cheat on me March 9th at 10 p.m.
With Sinbad.
During the Sinbad show. And so she starts a fight with me the night before. We fight all night. I don't really get no sleep. I go to work. I have a terrible day at work. Then as I'm leaving work, one of my buddies is like, hey, man, don't go home. You're just going to fight with your wife some more. Let's go get something to eat, man. I'll get you a beer or something. That way you ain't got to deal with the stress. Oh, so the reason why I had a terrible day at work is because they screwed up my insurance. And in doing so, they gave me a debt that was their fault. And then they took a third of my paycheck out without telling me.
Oh, perfect.
Basically.
Nice.
So
it's a good day.
Like, rent's due. I'm getting a third of a check. I'm basically on no sleep, fighting with her. Not doing well, right? So we go out. He's like, I'll get you a beer. I got you. Don't worry about it. I know you're going through some stuff. I'm like, all right, cool. That one beer turns into like 7 or 8 double Moscow Mules.
Always.
And then that turned into like 20 or so beers, or I don't know how many beers. Somehow some sake, just like Japanese sake.
Not American sake?
No.
I really like that Tennessee sake.
None of that weird German sake either. None of that German sake. So I show up to the show. I'm already wasted, right? But like, I don't want my mentor dude to know. I don't want him not to know what he's getting into. So I'm like, look, man, this is all the shit that's going on with me. I'm having a terrible time right now, and I'm way too shit faced already. I'm sorry. He's like, all right, it's cool. So we go into the show. Opener comes out. It's fine. He's great. Sinbad comes out. It's fine. He's great. At some point, I get up and go to the bathroom. When I come back in, I sit down. And then after a while, like I kind of wake up and everything's funny. It's cool. Fall back asleep. I'm coming in and out of consciousness. I vomit all over myself.
Oh, but my God.
Even in this state of cloudiness, I realized, like, don't fuck up Sinbad's show. So I just like, you sit here in that fucking vomit till this show's over. That's what I did. The only thing I really did that was like out of turn was that I was on some kind of a delay, I think due to my drunkenness, where like Sinbad would tell a joke and I'd be like, ha ha, funny. Except for it was more like he would tell a joke and the crowd would laugh and then they would get quiet and then I would go, ha ha, funny. And then Sinbad. And then but look, this is how clean I was with I am a professional vomiter. I swear to this, right? This is how clean of a vomit on myself I did in the middle of a comedy show. No one even knew I threw up on myself until the lights came on after the show. My buddy Steve put it best. He said, I didn't even know you had thrown up till I saw that jellyfish underneath your chair. I also had eaten 0 food the whole night. I just drank like a freaking maniac. So we leave, right? And like, I'm not even trying to meet Sinbad. I'm just trying to get the fuck out of there, right? We leave, we go downstairs, and like, it seems like probably every comedian that I know that is like, has any kind of affluence in the city of Portland specifically, were there, and they all walked up and they all like recognized me. It was like, great, I'm covered in my own vomit. I'm still shit-faced. They're coming up like, hey, what's going on? How's it going? I'm like, covered in my own fucking vomit at the Sinbad show. That's how it's going.
Well, for the comedian crowd, that's perfect, actually.
Well, so that was on a Friday night. That Tuesday, I went out and I just got up and just told that same story I just told you guys. Like, I told it the exact same way, too. I didn't even try to like punch it up. There were no punchlines. At the end of it, I was just like, I've never felt more like a comedian. Thanks for listening.
And as I was covered in my own vomit, I cheated on my wife just to complete the whole fucking look.
You can count on her not listening to this show, so don't worry.
That did not happen.
That's fucking funny.
Yeah, sure. It didn't happen, man. Didn't happen.
Oh, shit. That is a very funny joke, but you're going to get me stabbed in my sleep, man.
You were asking for it anyways. Let's see. What else do we got here? So, are you... I know you're a big gamer. Because last time we talked, it was Fallout 4 had just been released, and you were fucking...
Beyond balls deep.
In this shit. What are you balls deep in these days?
Exclusively my wife.
Oh, I understand it now.
Okay, and Sinbad.
And laundry detergent. We got those Tide Pods. They clean vomit out of anything.
Terrible.
No more jellyfish.
Far Cry 5. Far Cry 5 is dope.
Man, we were just talking about that
on the Patreon
So
call. Just talking about that. Yeah.
we need to be won over, and not that we just don't know anything about the Far Cries. And where should we start? Start.
Who's
Where should-
Mbato?
Far Cry 3 is probably the most recognized as like the best story, just to get you engrossed into it. But I think Far Cry Primal is a dope game, but it's different because you're in most of the Far Cry games, you're like some kind of an agent or criminal or something. Like you're in a city with guns and cars and shit. But Far Cry Primal, you're a caveman. So it's different. It's a different kind of experience, but it's the same thing. Like, I don't know, man. Probably Far Cry 3 would be a good starting place. Then I would say Far Cry Primal and Far Cry 5 in that order. Far Cry 5 is just dope because it's the newest one. Sorry.
So you don't like Far Cry 4 is what I'm understanding here.
Well, Far Cry 4 is almost like just a reskin of Far Cry 3, and Far Cry 3's story is stronger, so you might as well just play Far Cry 3.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like, unless you really, really love it, then you could jump on 4 too. Like, 4 is good. It's just it could be DLC for Far Cry 3.
That literally sounds like what we talked about on the Patreon call. Our buddy Brian, that has played all of them, he said that exact same thing.
Yeah, he said start with 3, 4 was okay, Primal was interesting, and he's just getting into 5 right now.
Yeah, and I'm liking what 5 is doing so far. I'm liking it. Like, I've been having some real fun with 5. Like, I got a buddy at work that we're supposed to be hopping on this co-op game together, and I can't. I'm like, I'll hop on Far Cry, and then I go to sleep.
Now, when you make custom characters, are they normally black?
Nah, man, my custom characters always look like beautiful Asian women.
That's funny. I find myself nowadays being like complete opposites of me. So I'll be a woman character quite often, or I'll just be like a bald black dude, just because like I'm sick of looking at me in the mirror. So let's play as someone else. So I do that. I pull shit out of the. I was a pale redhead in Fallout 4 with long hair. I was like, fuck it, I want to be someone different than me.
Well, so that's what it is. I mean, it's two parts to why I always make. So one, I kind of base a lot of my characters off of my wife. Like, I'll just make like kind of an avatar of her.
Wait, are you not Asian?
No, I'm not Asian.
I'm kidding.
I just got me. But like,
I'm leaving it there. I'm not touching it.
If I'm gonna be running around looking at this character's back for 60 hours, I'd much rather look at the back of a voluptuous woman than the back of me. Or
like our buddy Kerner. He's got a fat
or The Rock. I'm just saying.
Got to play as Cortana.
I make a character that's pleasant to look at, because if I had to look at it for a long time, I'd rather look at that. But
see, that's why I don't waste any time on the face, because you never see the face.
True.
To be fair, I guess you do more so nowadays, because like in Fallout 4, when they go to the cutscenes,
story mode,
they'll circle around. But when you're running around, I don't give a fuck what my face looks like. I care what my helmet looks like, because now I look like a badass or, some jackass. So.
Yeah, I got 2 games I'm really looking forward to though. The State of Decay 2 and Mountain Blade 2. Like, I'm so psyched for those games.
Pulling shit that I've never even thought about hearing about.
Well, like those are both indie games, and like the originals were so good that they got enough money to make them correct now. So I'm really hoping that these 2 studios, and neither one of the studios got bought out by none of those monsters like EA or Activision that come in and ruin games trying to get the money grab off the name. So I'm really like, I feel like these 2 companies specifically, what is it, Bannerlord, I think. Oh, dang, what's the name of Mountain Blade's company?
So what's Mountain Blade about? Tell me more about it.
So Mountain Blade is, man, you're a dude in medieval times.
Oh, okay.
Have fun. You can do whatever you want to do. You could just be like a thief going town to town. You could build armies. You could take over castles, become a king, take over whole kingdoms, take over the whole world.
It's like Assassin's Creed meets Age of Empires, and you're just like
it's like Assassin's Creed meets Age of Empires meets like Neverwinter Nights. It's an amalgam of a lot of games, and so that's really why I like it, because there's just so much to it. There's so much replayability. You don't even really have to replay. You could kind of do everything all in one playthrough. So I'm really looking forward to what they're doing with Mount & Blade 2. And then State of Decay is a game, like the first State of Decay, it's a zombie apocalypse game where you're basically managing your town, your group of people, your group of survivors, while savaging, helping other groups of survivors, bringing other groups to your group to join into yours. And State of Decay 2 is just going to be like expunging on all those ideas. And again, like the company stay true to who they are. So I'm really looking forward to both of these games.
Whoa. So you said Mount and Blade.
Like the little squiggly line.
Yeah, I thought you meant
Blade.
Mountain Blade.
No.
I was searching some other shit over here.
Also, as you were describing that game, I thought of there's a new medieval-ish game that came out in the last like month or so that is very similar. It's like open world. You can do whatever you want. It's like Kingdom.
Oh, Kingdom Come Deliverance?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, you know what? Mount & Blade and Kingdom Come Deliverance do have a lot in common.
Yeah.
Like imagine the whole Kingdom Come Deliverance game is just
I can't
something
imagine
you
it
could
because I haven't played it.
Oh, well, so it's a phenomenal game. I mean, it's
heard great
difficult.
things.
Oh yeah, you want to talk about getting balls deep in some shit? So I put like 120 hours in that game.
Into what? Mount and Blade?
Mounting the blade?
Yes, into Mount and Blade.
See, this makes me a little hot and bothered.
Ooh, I'm gonna mount that blade.
Mount.
Jeez.
Brokeback Mountain Part 2, medieval times. Mount and Blade.
Blade.
Kingdom Come Deliverance. But the thing about Kingdom Come Deliverance is like hyper realistic. Like you have to eat and sleep, and like when you get in fights, like it's not even fun. Like
it's too real. It's just not even fucking fun, man.
Like it's
you gotta
super
wipe
realistic.
your ass after
like
you get on the toilet.
Like the times I'm happiest playing Mount & Blade Deliverance. Damn it! The best
Mountain
times
Cry
of
Deliverance.
Mountain Cry
Episode 7.
Mountain Cry Deliverance Creed. The best times are when you're just like riding on them horse, like on the side of a cliff, looking out into the countryside when there's no bad guys chasing you down, trying to kill you. Like that game is realistic, man. It's a good game though. It's dope. Like you just got to be ready for it though. Like you're not a superhero. You're just some dude. Like act like you're a dude.
Yeah.
Like if I handed you a sword and just put you in Bohemia in the 1400s, like you wouldn't fare well. So treat the game like that. That's how it is.
No, I'd throw the sword away and grab an ale.
You what?
Yep.
I'm gonna put the blade down. I'm just gonna be Mountain. That's how I'm gonna seed the world of full Mopars and
Too much.
Paul Juniors.
Mopars and Paul Juniors are separate though. Where's the distinction there?
You've already created two factions.
Yeah, Mopars are quick thinkers. Paul Juniors, they're the ones that go to school and pay attention.
Faction sounds so silly. Like you're gonna repopulate so much that all of your children have factions, and they're gonna be fucking fighting each other for control over your estate.
There's gonna be an entire Game of Thrones like series about just my offspring.
Game of Meltons.
Yeah. Holy shit, that would be awesome.
The Tales of House Milton.
Molson.
Molson
Triple X?
Milson.
That's how we do it. I love hearing about new games because I'm in such a rut with games. I'm going like retro, trying to figure out old games that I like, and nothing's living up to what I remember. Like Age of Empires I was talking about. Age of Empires 2 I just bought on Steam. And while it's like fun, it's not hitting those notes that I wanted it to. So I got to find something else. And all our friends were talking about like Titanfalls. We should get into Titanfall. Titanfall 2, I guess.
Titanfall 2 is dope. Yeah, Titanfall 2 is real good.
So I'm just going to, and then PUBG's come out and everybody's dick deep on that shit. And I haven't got on.
No thanks.
No, you're not a PUBG fan. Huh?
Oh, it's fun, dude.
I'm sure it is. I'm not a big fan of games where you just replay the same thing over and over again against other people. Like it just doesn't do it for me. I want some story.
you.
I mean, the games, I'm sure the game itself is dope. Just, it's not my thing. I like to get lost in the game. I don't want to just be competing against people at all times. I got sports games for that.
Yeah, I feel you.
I don't. Man, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I've just been out of the NBA 2K games for too long. I mean, it was like a decade, to be honest. Last one I owned was like 06. Like Shaq was on the cover. That's not good. So
shouts out to Shaq being old as fuck.
Yeah, exactly. And I just
still
picked it
tall
up,
as fuck.
and I play our buddy Kerner. Man, it's rough watching myself
2K17?
play. Yeah, 18, 17, one of them. Which one
Whatever.
is Kyrie on the front?
The newest one is not that good. Like the last three have not been that good. So like I think 2016 was like the pinnacle. Maybe I want to say it was 16. I could have the year wrong, but it was somewhere around there where they kind of hit a peak. And the last few games, they haven't been bad. They've been okay, but they haven't been as good as they were. And they're still like decent, but like even like the last two were pretty good as far as how they play, but they're fucking them up with all the like in-game purchasing and the money shop.
It's happening for everything, man.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, the custom character stuff was interesting. And, I was playing my character against our buddy Kerner, and he was laughing. He's like, why are you playing as a black guy? I was like, because I want to be drafted. Like, this is, come on. I'm not stupid. I want to play for a team. So,
yeah, I actually used the face recognition on this one because you can't make female Asian women in the NBA.
Yeah.
Female Asian women. But so I used the face recognition shit, so I put my own face in there, and I get to do dreadlocks, and like, I'll give them this. That shit looks like me enough that my fucking kids, when I'm playing NBA, are just like, Daddy, you look like you really good at basketball on this. Do you play in real life? I'm like, get out of my face.
Who are you? Which one are you?
I'm an old man. My knees don't work like this no more.
That's funny. So,
Jesus.
Well, I've got somewhat of a segue. I had stuff written down, and I hate having stuff written down, but this morning, I'll say this afternoon, I finally saw Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, shit.
To let you guys know, it might still be on sale on Xbox Live or whatever you want to call it, the Xbox Store. It was down to $15. So if you guys are a fan of that, you might want to head on over there and check it out.
Are you caught up on all the Marvel movies? You a big fan?
I think so. I wouldn't say I'm a big fan, but I think I'm caught up.
Nice.
Okay.
Ragnarok is good, yeah. Ragnarok was a fun little movie. I don't think it fits into anyone's universe or has any bearing on anything in the entire Marvel universe. It was a fun little movie. It was good because we got to see a bunch of Hulk, because for some reason they won't give the Hulk a movie. And Thor was the same as he is in all the Thor movies and the non-Thor movies, like either funny or annoying at all times. And the soundtrack was real dope. It's like they were just like, give us a Guardians soundtrack for this one.
Yeah,
good job. It was a very good.
It was like Guardians, and it was like Led Zeppelin and Stranger Things put together. Like half the show was like, why am I playing like all of a sudden like Battletoads on fucking arcade, and then I'm heading over to fucking Zeppelin land. So it was. I thought it was interesting, and like I agree, it was a fun movie, and I wouldn't say, because I've heard people say that was their favorite Marvel movie. It's like,
what was
Thor?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Whoever said that, shut up.
Yeah.
Just shut up. Shut up. Guardians of the Galaxy still exists. Civil War still exists.
Thank you.
Panther, what are you talking about?
Black Panther.
We got a lot to talk
Iron
about.
Man.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Homecoming.
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange. Get out of here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thor.
As soon as Ragnarok came out, a lot of people were like, best Marvel movie ever, like 93%, 96%, some shit. It was good, but come on, man.
That was my favorite Thor movie.
For sure, yeah. Well, we talked about a few episodes ago. Like, it's really hard to do Thor. Like Marvel's done a good. No. Marvel's done a good job of making superheroes make sense as a movie, but there's one step past superheroes where you get to, hey, we're gonna make the whole Norse mythology thing a real thing, and we're gonna introduce Asgard and talk about the God of Thunder and Odin. Like, that's hard to do the right way. And they were pretty close, but Thor 1 and 2 are still a little goofy. Ragnarok was really good.
Yeah, Ragnarok was good. I mean, and to be honest with you, I liked Ragnarok probably better than any of the other big 3 one-offs, right? Like the Iron Man. Well, I don't know. That first Iron Man is strong.
I really do like the first Iron Man as well.
It really is strong, yeah.
But like, I like Ragnarok more than all the Captain Americas, more than all the other Thors, and more than like maybe 1.5 of the Iron Mans.
That's too much math for me to do right now. That's way too much math.
I just liked it because it really. I thought the villain, whatever her name, Hera. What is it? Hera.
Yeah,
Harold. It's a girl.
Harold.
Hera. Female.
I don't assume the gender of a god or goddess.
How dare you?
God damn it! Oh wait,
Not a herald who brings messages from the gods, but like just herald, like the name of like a Jewish.
Yeah.
No, I thought she made sense, but and I called it like right before they brought her on screen. I'm like, she's gonna be a sister. Like this is come on. But she was also she was a badass.
Well, that's
so
Norse mythology, though.
Yeah.
Man, you know what bothers me about Thor more than anything else? Why the fuck hasn't he done the shit he did in this movie before?
Like what?
Like his hammer got destroyed, so he just got magic powers that just made him super strong. Like
Well, you got to build up to it, man.
I mean, he's a god.
He is, yeah.
He's a god now. He wasn't for a little bit, though.
Yeah,
Like
listen,
it was like Spider-Man finally figuring out as a 15-year-old that he actually has power within himself. But Thor's like 45 running around just figuring it out as a god. Like, oh, I forgot I'm also God of Thunder. Oh, I should probably figure this shit out.
Also,
Yeah.
I don't think Thor's 45. I think Thor's like thousands of years old.
No.
I was actually going to say, like,
No.
he's
a
like
god.
28. But, yeah, he's like thousands of years old.
He's at least as old as when the Norse mythology started.
They
that's not true
they actually mention in that, they say something about how, like, Thor and Loki are talking about the lifespan of humans and how they should, like, either help them or be nice to them because they live thousands of years and humans live 100 years, if that.
Thor ain't no goddamn X-Man. Thor is a god. He been around forever. This motherfucker should know how to use his powers.
Yeah.
Well, you got to grow into it, though.
3,500.
100.
That's,
I feel you. Yeah, just times 100. Everything.
We'll just assume anytime you say something, you meant to say times 100.
I feel you.
Exactly.
I had
I'm just
1,300 beers last weekend.
Thor Ragnarok was good, though.
Yeah.
Thor
No,
Ragnarok was
I
good.
thought it was entertaining. And to be brutally honest, I like spaced out for about 10 minutes because when they were on, it was like directly after Hulk and Thor fought in that arena. I thought that whole planet was just like, it's a little too Hunger Games gaudy, like, woohoo, no one fucking cares. Like they're gonna make it off this junkyard. See? Junkyard. So
But I did enjoy Jeff Goldblum.
Yes.
I don't like him.
Oh God, he's one of my favorites. He was awesome.
No,
Why
I'm
don't you
not
like Jeff Goldblum?
because he's not human.
Yeah, that's why he's on TV.
I can't stand him. I don't know what it is. Like I love him in Jurassic Park, but outside of that, when he shows up on screen, it's like Jerry Seinfeld. He's funny. Like Jerry Seinfeld's funny.
I agree with you there.
When he shows up on screen, I'm like, terrible movie. Whatever I'm watching right now, this is fucked.
The funny thing.
What is up with this weird, unadulterated hate for Jerry Seinfeld and Jeff Goldblum?
Listen, actually, I'm
I love
watching
Jeff
comedians in cars get coffee.
It's so close to being like amazing.
What?
That show, Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, it's so close to being fucking awesome.
What's it missing?
They kept the NBC scripted, like they're trying to put scenarios in the show, that kind of stuff. Like the stuff that makes it into the sitcoms, or like they should film the entire thing and like keep it raw. Like this is actually what happens. And they're trying to set up scenarios, or like every show he calls whoever he's about to pick up, and they're like, hey, like obviously you can tell it's not the first time that they talked on the phone. Like shit like that.
Yeah,
like
just randomly, just like, hey, Kev Hart, it's Seinfeld. You busy right now on Tuesday at 11 a.m.?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna
hey,
come pick you
Tina
up.
Fey, it's Jerry Seinfeld. I got cameras around me. We're filming right now. You want to get some coffee?
Chevy Chase. Hey, Chevy Chase, stop being racist. He's not picking him up. He's just calling him to tell him to stop being racist.
Hey, Kevin Hart, it's Wednesday at 11 p.m. I'm going to see Sinbad later tonight. You want to come?
You want to show up and throw up on ourselves? We're gonna film it. It's gonna be on Netflix.
It's going to be on Netflix. Yeah, I don't know what it is, and I really enjoy that show, but that show. And the other thing that it just as a car guy, I hate when Jerry Seinfeld talks about cars. He literally says, "I know nothing about cars," and he gets in it and starts talking about it. I'm like, why the fuck are you talking about the car if you know nothing about it?
Hey man, maybe.
There's way too many maybes for you to even make sense. So you should probably.
Yeah, I don't even have a defense there. You know, I think that Jerry Seinfeld can love and appreciate cars without knowing anything about them.
No, I understand that. But at the same time, don't talk about it.
Right.
Like you could say, hey, this is a nice car. Don't say, hey, it's a 446 pack. You know, they only made these cars in 2.5 years, 69, 70, and halfway through 71. I'm like, dude, you're reading that off a fucking note card. You have no clue what you're fucking driving right now.
So would you feel better if he said, what if he said, I don't know anything about it, but I have a lot of information written down here, and then he read that same information? How would you feel about it then?
He should just troll the production company that's filming the entire show. Like, somebody gave me this car. I don't know anything about it, but the producers handed me a one sheet. I'm going to read this off. Yeah, it's a 1969 Dodge Charger. Yeah.
Well, to be fair, he was driving a Superbird, which my father has.
You don't fuck around with the
He was
Superbird.
talking about it, and I'm like, just shut up. You have no clue. You have no clue.
So his notes were even wrong?
His notes were wrong. That's what I'm saying. Like, not only does he not know, but the shit that he's saying is just like, they only made this car 3 years. I'm like, they only made it 1. Get the fuck out the car, park it immediately, and get someone who appreciates the car in it. If you drink a fucking cup of coffee in that car, I'm gonna sacrifice all my entire family just to find you.
And this was the day Jerry Seinfeld ended Mopar's career.
Yes. Yes, and he could easily.
As if you sacrificing your family could help you like GPS locate Jerry Seinfeld in New York. Don't worry about it. We got this.
That was the deal with Anakin. I had to cut a deal with Anakin.
It's good to say Odin comes down from on high. It's like, if you sacrifice all of your family, I'll tell you exactly where Jerry Seinfeld is.
Yeah, I don't know. No, I do enjoy the show though.
All that said, Jerry, thanks for listening. Your show is great.
I know, right?
No, I do. The premise of the show is perfect. I do want just funny people to get in.
You just don't want Jerry Seinfeld involved.
No.
No, like I said, he's funny. I just don't want him to talk about stuff he doesn't know about.
Right. I get you. I mean,
no, I'm a salty person like that because he is funny and he doesn't play the show. He is part of the show and he's the part of the show that keeps everything glued together, and everybody that he has guest star, they know him obviously and are at least somewhat of a fan of him.
Well, everyone knows him.
Do they now?
Yeah, he's Jerry fucking Seinfeld. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Well, it's like if somebody came on a show and like, yeah, I love Star Wars. It's like, all right, tell me about Star Wars. And all they can, like, they can't quote anything. All they talk about is Luke. So it's like, hey, well, NBC said that I should say Mark Hamill played Luke Skywalker. And
Guys, I've been reading off cue cards this whole time.
That's a big cue card.
I'm glad you got the package that we sent you. Yeah.
Thousands.
Thousands. For every situation, just in case. We sent you so many cue cards that no matter what comes up in the show, you have something to say.
Yeah, I'm like a shitty Batman villain, but all I have is just cue cards with one-liners on them. Every time me and Batman get into a fight, I just talk shit for like 15 minutes while my thugs fight him, and he just punches me once, and that's the end of the fight.
Sounds like Austin Powers.
Chill. Freeze Man. I call him Freeze Man. Mr. Freeze
Man. You
Freeze
literally,
Man.
without like, not as a
Penguin,
joke.
the Joker, and
you
the
weren't trying
Freeze
to.
Man.
You weren't trying to make a joke. You just said Freeze Man. Freeze Man.
Like your brain was like, get in there, but you.
No, there wasn't anything like that. Freeze Man's on the cue card that I got.
Somebody misspelled. Where's our intern? God damn it, Kerner. You misspelled the fucking cue card.
I would fire
Freeze
them.
mean?
Yeah. I would fire whoever the intern was, but they're already dead because I only hire my family.
They got frozen.
What?
I sacrificed them. sacrificed him to find Jerry Seinfeld.
And Jerry Seinfeld,
That's
he's still
right.
kicking though, so that was a failure.
Guys, I can only handle 8 callbacks at once.
Oh.
All right, sorry.
Let me take these other 3 off this cue card here. Hold on. No, the whole point of me shitting on Jerry Seinfeld is he does a good show.
That's usually the point of us shitting on anybody. Man,
You know
The
what's
Last
weird
Jedi
is I'm
had
not
a
a
lot
big-
of
I'm
shit
not a-
wrong with it, but I loved it. It was great.
Well, I enjoy funny people, and I'm not even a big Sarah Silverman fan. Man,
Yeah, Sarah Silverman, man. You're a Sarah
Man.
That almost
Silverman
still makes
woman.
but
Sarah Silverman,
episode
man.
the episode with her was funny. Like they actually brought out like the best of each other.
Sarah
Which isn't that
Silverman,
good.
man.
Repairman, man. Man, no, that's old.
That's fucking legit. I love it.
So you never really talked
He has
about
no
why you
idea.
didn't like Jeff Goldblum. We're like, why you don't like Jeff Goldblum's Seinfeld?
He has
And
no
you were just
reasoning
like,
behind it because Jeff
Like-
Goldblum is amazing.
No, like
See? This is the reasoning. Why do you like him? Well, my hands move over here. They move over here. But I loved it.
no, just everything he does. It's like he's making love to a piano.
He
Like,
is. His acting is so good. He's making love to a piano every time he speaks.
but not.
But you know
There's no
what's funny?
piano in this movie. There's no piano in this movie.
It's
Is
invisible.
this what Goldblum is doing when he's acting, or is this just the feels you get from his acting?
No,
I
that's
can't
him. I
help
saw
but
him on
move
an
my
interview,
hands in this way.
I saw him on an interview like 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. And he was.
Emoting
Just
everything
doing
with his
that.
hands.
I just say what the fuck you're gonna say. If you're not gonna say
I
it, I'll
love
say
him.
it for you.
He's in Portlandia. He's awesome. He's my
Sleight of
favorite.
hand. He's trying to keep you guys distracted because really he's snatching, pocket watches and wallets. Like David Blaine and Chris Angel.
Yeah.
David.
Hey man, I saw this Chris Angel video on YouTube. Like he must be real desperate for views because he ain't even doing magic no more. He's just doing weird shit that nobody else can do. Like in this video, he was just going to UFC heavyweights and letting them punch him in the stomach. Like,
No
is
magic
this what
involved.
we've
Just
come
hit me as
to?
hard as you possibly can.
Right, like he's just like, come on, Chuck Liddell, punch me in the gut. Pew! Yeah, that was a hard punch.
Yep. The magic is I didn't die. Look at that.
Right. That was it. I will also say that the fighter Frank Mir does not understand the difference between a fight segment and an actual UFC fight because he hit Chris Angel so fucking hard. Like he hit him straight up UFC heavyweight championship fight hard. Like you seen it, like when Liddell and Chael Sonnen hit him, it was like they were real punches, but they were like stage real punches. Chris Angel was like, but when Mir hit him, like you seen it, like he took him off his feet a little bit.
Yeah, it's like
was
he's
crunching.
taking a motherfucker out right there.
Right, like he crouched over and he came back up like, oh yeah, that was a ooh. Yeah, that was a oh yeah, you go, ooh. he had like you seen his fist bruised his midsection immediately, like, oh Frank Mir, you don't understand, this is for a TV segment, bro. Ugh.
Well, you can't ask an MMA fighter to punch you in the stomach and then expect them not to punch you in the fucking stomach.
I think you could. I think that
I couldn't. Nope.
Well, I think if you were a street performer who has exhausted all your tricks and is now just showing how you can stretch the limits of the human body, i.e. Chris Angel and or David Blaine, then I mean, because like they're done with magic at this point. They're not doing magic anymore. They're just letting people shoot them in the face and then they like have the bullet.
Well, David
Like
Blaine's new thing was
Blade.
actually pretty good.
What, throwing up frogs and margaritas?
I must have watched a
Have you seen
different
that?
fucking video.
Have you seen? So there's a video of like it's weird too. It's like Dave Chappelle, like Steph Curry, like
Celebrities,
like
yeah.
Drake. They're just hanging out drinking Cristal, and David Blaine comes in and he's all weird. You know, it's like David Blaine, you want to see
Hey.
some magic? And they're like, yeah. And then he like take Dave's cup, he just throws a frog up into it, like yep. And then he gives it back, and it's like a live frog.
That
and
might-
then everyone's
that-
like, oh!
that
And
might
he
have
takes
been
the
it.
cup, throws
Yeah.
a frog into that cup.
Yeah.
And just throws up frogs into like 42 cups. And then he's just like, David Blaine walks away. That's his
41
that's the whole
41
thing.
frogs ain't shit, but 42, man. God damn, that guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I mean amateur hour.
Have you guys not seen that video?
I think so,
plan
but
on
I
not
don't remember
seeing
the frogs. But there was one that was a newer one that was on Netflix where he was everybody that he did tricks on was pretty much celebrities. I remember Drake, like Will Smith or something, but I don't remember the frogs.
I'm just saying, like, David Blaine at this point, first of David Blaine at this point, he ain't doing tricks no more. He's just like trains for 6 months to be able to like hold his breath for 30 minutes and then locks himself in a vacuum for 30 minutes on TV.
Well, that used
Like,
to be
he
a
isn't doing
trick.
tricks anymore.
That used to be a trick, though.
It was never a trick.
Back in the day, they used to be a trick. Now people are like, fuck it. You watch this
We-
fucking bunny on YouTube. I don't care.
I don't know. I just wish there was social media and shit back when Harry Houdini was around, because apparently, like, towards the end of his life, like, he got really mad about people claiming to have magic, and he would like go to shows and just like scream at them like Joe Rogan screaming at Carlos Mencia about stealing jokes. Like he'd just go like, "That's not magic. He's just doing this," and then he'd do the trick from the audience to prove that it's not magic and shit. Like I want to see that reality
That'd be
TV show.
awesome.
Like David
Yeah.
Blaine just follows around magicians, just ruining their sets. You stole that joke from the Great Mysterio. I never stole any tricks. Mysterio, did he steal your trick? You stole my tiger trick.
Oh shit. We could call it David Blames.
Yeah.
That was, or we can't, or we could just shut the podcast off and move on with all of our lives. Which is my suggestion at this point. All right, so we were talking about Star Wars.
We were a little bit.
So thoughts on? Well, we haven't even talked about Rogue One with you.
Yeah, dude. So last time you were on, let's recap a little bit. It's been a while. It was after Force Awakens, but it was before Rogue One.
Yeah, it was like right before Rogue One.
Ooh, because I remember specifically my studio in the old apartment was in a totally different format. So we have no idea what you think about Rogue One. We have no idea what you think about Last Jedi, except for that you hate the new canon. So let's focus on Rogue One.
So Rogue One was okay. I did enjoy the Vader scene at the end. The Vader scene was phenomenal.
Yeah.
But
Well, I think
finally
everybody liked that.
Yeah, well, I liked it I liked it was a good step for the younger people to understand how powerful that dude is. Like, why is everybody afraid of this guy? They're afraid of him for no reason. Like, we're afraid of him because he's, there's not much worse than this guy.
Whoa. It's not just for the younger crowd because no one's afraid of him. He chokes a couple of his own dudes in 4, 5, and 6, and he kills no one. So I needed that too. I needed to see that scene.
Okay, no doubt. But I agree. Like when you look from the Clone Wars era stuff and this new stuff that's out, really Vader kind of doesn't do anything cool.
Yeah.
Like what does Vader do that to strike fear or to represent his power, his omniscience? Like the Emperor does stuff, the Jedis do stuff, but what has Vader really done that the younger generations have seen?
Right.
So you're right. It's not just for them, but I really think the focus is no longer for us. They don't care about us. The focus is for the younger generations. It's for the new crowds. They're trying to hook a new generation on Star Wars to continue to profit off of it. That's Disney's plan. That's what Disney does.
If you think about what happened with Episode 1, you could argue that was exactly George Lucas's plan as well.
You fucking right. It was. It's not a bad plan.
But it's not like it's not a Star Wars plan. Like it's not like we haven't seen it before.
No. I'm not saying that I hate Star Wars and no one should watch it. I've still watched every fucking second of everything. I'm still invested in it. This ain't my Star Wars. This is like watching Teen Titans Go. You guys watch Teen Titans?
No, but I understand what you're saying.
Like Teen Titans, the original Teen Titans was a dope kids cartoon. I watched it even as an adult just because I like comics. I like comic books, and it's dope. Like Robin was like a little Batman, like he was a teenager trying to fuck Starfall and everything. But at the same time, he also was a little Batman. Every once in a while, Robin would get dark and fuck somebody up. Like the characters are who they were supposed to be. Starfire and Beast Boy, but only two they are the same characters in that new one. Raven was a Raven, morose lunatic, and then the new one. Everything she does don't make no sense. Like Beast Boy is pretty much the same. Starfire is the same, but I don't like that Teen Titan Go shit. I mean, it's fun. It's all right. My son loves it. I'm glad he at least knows who the Teen Titans are, but that shit ain't for me. But I don't dislike it as a product. I just don't like it for me. And that's kind of how I'm feeling about the new Star Wars stuff. Like I like it as a movie. They're good movies. They always have great music, great cinematography. They usually have some actors that are very good in them. They also have some actors that are very bad. And those bad actors are fun too. Fun to make fun of. So, like, I still love it. I don't want to be married to it anymore.
So what if Episode 9 is the best Star Wars film of all time? It's still not going to be your Star Wars?
Who says best? That's the problem.
I know, right?
What if he says best?
So, okay, let's say Episode 9 somehow is the best Star Wars movie ever. I'm fucking back in then. I'm back in.
See, the problem, the best is it's very subjective. Because
whoever says it,
we said for a while that 7 was the best.
Listen.
7's number 1.
For it to be the best, there's going to have to be a Sith Jar Jar. Darth Maul will have to make an appearance.
I have stipulations for the best Star Wars movie.
And somehow the old canon will be the new canon again.
Everything's erased.
Right.
The whole Rey Kylo stuff, that was just a dream, a bad dream that Mark Hamill had
it was
on the
all
island.
A Force dream that Luke had. That's all it was.
Yeah, that's
just
not going to happen.
Dream.
Well, yeah.
I think saying if Episode 9 is the greatest one ever made is unless they somehow are able to capture whatever the fuck they put in the Guardians first movie, I don't see it happening.
Well, there is no greatest one ever made, because when it comes to Star Wars, it's such a big
there
thing.
is Return of the Jedi.
No.
Whoa, no.
And I would say based on fan stuff,
I'm sorry,
it's
Strikes Back, not Return of the Jedi. Strikes Back, that's the best one.
Well,
Strikes Back is the best one.
I think you'd be split on A New Hope versus Return of the Jedi, or versus Empire.
No.
Because a lot of people are the first one is the best because it started everything. And even though it was kind of boring and terrible, it's the first one. So I love it no matter what. People think that all the time.
I get it.
So it doesn't matter how good the new one's going to be. It's not 1977, so it's never going to be number 1.
People are going into these movies already hating it. People are already not going to see 9 because they were upset with one little thing that happened in 8.
Oh, fuck, it's not 1977. This movie's going to be terrible. All right, let's go see it.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Oh, that's exactly what happens. So,
well, I don't have that. I don't have I hate it and I don't want to see it. That's not it. Just, I look at it this is the remake of the original, and I can enjoy both, but I'm for the original. Actually, I'm not even for the original. I'm for the first remake. This is the second remake.
Well, the first one wasn't a remake. Wars. The first one wasn't a remake, is what I would say. The first one is
I fuck with the Clone Wars era. I don't like those movies. Well, I like the Episode 3, but the movies aren't what draw me. What draws me is the outside of it, the expanded universe. The expanding. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. But off of what you're saying is that's what always has been the case for us. It's
right.
As amazing as the Star Wars movies are as cinematic feats and everything, what's really drawn us in is all the expanded universe stuff, the video games and the books and the Clone Wars era and all that stuff.
Right.
Well, and the shitty thing now is I don't have enough time to keep up with any of that. Well, obviously I can keep up with the video games. I'm just gonna say video game because there's only fucking
You've been playing
one.
Dark Forces.
I went back and played Dark Forces.
You're playing in fucking 1997 or whatever the hell that is.
Dude,
Jedi Academy, man.
No, Dark
Jedi
Forces.
Academy.
Dark Forces, even on Steam, says exit to DOS. That's how fucking old it is.
Those are the best games, though. I'm telling you right now. Chex Quest. Yeah.
Chex Quest.
Nah, man. I'm with you that they're great old games, but they're not the best games. The best games are the ones we're making today that you can't distinguish from real life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just be real here. Listen, old cars are dope. They're not better than Teslas.
I agree.
I think we get caught up. I think we get caught up on the nostalgia sometimes. We don't want to adapt. I mean, it can be great, and newer shit is better just because technology. They're different. It's like comparing eras in the NBA is not fair. You can't compare Bill Russell to Shaq because of when they played, right? It doesn't convert. So I think that's the way you got to kind of look. That's how I look at Star Wars. They're like different generations. The original trilogy is Bill Russell. Then the Clone Wars is
Hakeem. Hakeem the Dream.
No.
Kareem.
Like Vlade Divac, a solid contributor, but never really a star, and not the greatest ever, but he has some moments where he might have been. And then the new ones are I don't know, some contemporary big man that I'm not even going to try to gauge. just not because
don't
I don't know
exist.
how good I don't know how good they're going to be as a whole.
Like some Flash that reminds you of the good old days, but at the end of the day is something brand new, kind of engineered specifically for the Flash.
Right. And so even though episode 9, I don't think it'd be the greatest ever. I think it's just kind of impossible to do, just like what we're saying. But let's just say it is one of the strongest submissions to the movie archive. That will probably sway how I feel about the new shit. But I'm still going to be calling it Mickey Mouse or Star Wars no matter what. I can't go back on that.
Well, so this is kind of where I've kind of ended my critique of The Last Jedi. Like, I enjoy the movie.
Me too.
There's a lot of stuff in it that I really, really like. But there's a lot of stuff in it that I didn't. But as an overall movie, it doesn't captivate me like episode 3 does even. Like episode 3 was such a culmination of everything, and I was just so excited to see the badass people be badasses. I wanted to see the Jedi, become 2. So, but this is like, it's exciting, it's fun, it's new. They're pushing the boundaries finally with Last Jedi, but it's, for whatever reason, I think Kylo might be the only character in the entire new saga that is like somewhat captivating me. And we talked about this the last episode where like Rey just isn't doing any. There's no struggle. Like, okay, I know you don't know your parents. Neither does 100% of the people standing behind you because this is Star Wars. No one knows their parents. Why are you fucking worried about it? Learn the Force.
Hey, man, those guys can't use the Force.
Oh, my God. Yeah, it's just... So there's no good guy captivating me. Poe's kind of cool, but there's not anything there.
Finn is just like... He's always just like running away. Like, God damn it, Finn, stop being a coward for a second.
I feel bad because I almost want to say like Finn is disposable. Like
he's the comic relief. Nah, he's not disposable, but he's the comic relief.
But why is he the comic?
Well, my main issue with Finn is not even with Finn; it's with the rest of the Resistance, and that he joins up as a traitor from the First Order, and everyone's cool. No one questions anything. Yeah, come on in. No worries.
Well, they don't want to say anything.
No background checks or anything.
They don't
like
want to say anything because then he'll use the race card on him.
That's true. That's possible.
Makes sense now. No wonder Tool tried to kill him.
That's an episode in itself. Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
I enjoyed the Last Jedi. I thought Mark Hamill had a really strong performance. I thought Paul was pretty good. What was the name of the lady who took over after Princess Leia was in the coma?
Holdo.
Yeah. She I thought she was okay, but I really didn't understand why she did that to Poe. Like, why didn't she just tell Poe the fucking plan and he wouldn't have done that dumb shit?
Exactly.
Like, why did she do that? Like, was her plan just to get Poe in more trouble? Like, I'm gonna get this dude Poe fucked up.
They made it so like 1,000 people had to die just for Poe to like learn how to be a general.
Right. Yeah. Like, why not just send this motherfucker to school? Send him to Officer Training Academy.
Just send him and Akbar off by themselves. Akbar could have taught him everything. You would have been good to go.
Yeah, but Akbar could have. Oh, Akbar was dead though, didn't Akbar die?
Well, unfortunately, yeah.
Man, you want to talk about not giving anybody any kind of fucking send off? Right. Akbar, they just blew him up like in passing and didn't even talk about him.
You know, as people I've heard that so many times. I didn't give a fuck.
It's a trap.
Akbar said literally it's a trap, and outside of that, no one gives a fuck about Akbar. But it's a big
name
deal.
Name three phrases from Star Wars that are more known than it's a trap.
So be it, Jedi. I'm your father.
I hate sand.
Power converters. Perfect.
All right, so I'm with you on your father.
I could keep going.
I'm with you on I'm your father. I'm with you on I'm your father, but I'd argue power converters and so be it, Jedi. Equal, if not, it's a trap is higher.
Nope. I have a bad feeling about this.
Do or do not.
Maybe.
I do have a feeling about this.
Dude,
no.
I hate sand.
Hold on. Those are known to people like us, people who really love Star Wars, or people who ain't Star Wars fans. Like, if we call my mom, I bet you she'd know it's a trap. I bet you she'd know May the Force be with you, but I bet you she wouldn't know any of these other ones that we brought up.
You know what I would almost argue is people wouldn't even... people wouldn't even know It's a Trap is from Star Wars. They'd be
No,
like,
no.
yeah, it's from fucking Snowbreather.
No, it'd be like the whole Michael Jordan thing where like it's a meme. They know the meme, but they don't know
They're
what
like,
it's
yeah,
from.
the fish man from Futurama says it.
Exactly. Fuck.
Yeah, I just I understand the strife behind it, but I don't.
Mopar, why are you throwing shade at the Mon Calamari after we had so much fun with Seafood Diaz last time?
Seafood Diaz. And I just don't care enough about him. Like, I know he was a pivotal person in the rebellion, but come on, not everybody has to have the perfect send off. People die in war, and that's what I was happy with Rogue One, because people died. Finally, you know what happened in Rogue One? Good people died, and it was amazing. I fucking loved it.
It's true.
Now we're getting back to, Fish Boy needed a great send off. Why did we have to kill him? Like, who cares?
And Rose crashed her goddamn ship into another goddamn ship and almost died, but they all survived. If
Leia died at the same time, I don't think anyone would have even blinked at Seafood or whatever. Hold on.
Akbar Diaz.
Akbar Diaz. Yeah, I don't. I'm okay with it.
I agree.
I'm okay.
Hey, is it weird that I kind of, God damn that. Is it weird that I kind of want to know what a Mon Calamari would taste like? Like deep fried? Like, aren't they fish?
You trying to eat Aquaman also?
Is that cannibal? Nah, Aquaman is a
canon.
human.
Is it canon?
He's not a fish.
I don't know if fish is specious or because I'm pretty sure they're more related to dolphins.
I'm pretty sure eating the Mon Calamari is not canon. So
he does not lay eggs. They gotta give live births. Akbars aren't
follow
laying
that up.
You might have a point. I still want to taste it though. Just a little bit of deep fried Mon Car. I just want to see what it tastes like, man. I love seafood.
Yeah, slice up some Kit Fisto. He'd probably taste it too.
Nah, Kit. I don't want to taste Kit. He doesn't look delicious. He looks gross.
Because you would think Kit would probably has a dick. I don't think Admiral Akbar has a dick. Like, they're not.
That makes all the difference.
That's not it. That is not at all what I was trying to say there, Mopar. But you do have a point, and it makes sense. Like, Kit Fisto looks like if you ate him, it'd be disgusting. Mon Calamari looks like what fish look like, probably delicious.
Yeah. Kit Fisto looks like a guy. Akbar looks like an appetizer.
He looks like something you get at a Korean seafood restaurant.
Pretty sure Akbar means like deep fried in something.
In Thai.
In Thai. All right, we're moving on from Seafood Pod Squad.
Okay, I will say this. In The Last Jedi, I really liked the space battle in this movie. I don't know what they did in this one but the space battles actually captivated me. It
Wait,
seemed
really?
like the last
the bombing stuff right at the beginning?
Not that part.
Not the space battle part, but the space battle part.
But like when Kylo got pissed and actually went out after him, like that part was pretty good.
Oh, because he's a fucking badass.
Yeah, all right, so I'm a little I'm conflicted with the whole Rey Kylo teen Twilight style drama thing they got going on. Like
it ain't no team.
Like, are they going steady and not?
Nope, it ain't no team. Rey was confused as fuck. Kylo needed an apprentice. She said no, and he's moving on. That's it.
Yeah, I don't know, just something about it. I did like the way Kylo handled it though. Like Rey handled it the way you're supposed to, like in cartoons and comic books. I hate you, you Kylo. You're the destroy the universe, and he's like, "Can you hear me?" She's like, "I hate you Kylo," and he's like, "I can hear you. Can you hear me?" And also, what is happening? Because this is really weird. And she's like, "You're so evil. You killed everyone." And he's like, "Can you see like my surroundings?" Or
that's
like,
not in the script.
This is so cool right now that I can see you. Like, this is weird. And then like it was like 3 or 4 times before Rey finally was just like, "I don't want to be in here with you." And he was like, "I don't want to be in here with you either, bitch. But we might as well figure out what's going on." And she was like, "Fine." I still don't like you. It's just like, bitch, chill out, man. I liked his approach to it in the beginning of the Force Link or whatever. Like I said,
Force FaceTime. Like you're just like
Force time. Yeah.
the Force-tagram. But I am definitely in favor of the direction if they continue in this direction with the next movie. I thought this one was the strongest outing of the most recent stuff. And I think it looks like a good step moving forward for the Star Wars franchises.
And what we've kind of come to agree with, that they're just pushing what the Force can do. Like, not only can Leia be blown up out in space and save herself using the Force, you know, they can link
Re-education.
Yeah, well, it's just like we had an idea of what the Force could and couldn't do, especially with the prequels. Like, you can move stuff, you can jump real high. That's about where it ends. Like, maybe you could do some mind stuff. But as soon as Episode 7 comes out, Kylo Ren is literally just mind raping people. He's stopping blaster bolts with stasis, stuff we've never seen. And then
Rey
in this
is
one,
touching lightsabers and getting visions of shit she didn't experience.
yeah. So we're really just we're pushing those boundaries out.
Luke
and I
with
think
the
it's
Force
ghost
projection. The Force projection.
Yeah.
But but here's the deal. Like, just like folks like us who read all the stupid books and fucking play all the games and shit, we already know this shit.
Yeah,
we know that this stuff is capable. So I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to reintroduce Star Wars as a brand, but instead of focusing on the lightsaber combat of it, I think they're trying to focus more on the Force side of it.
No, I agree. I like that. I think it's interesting. So
I don't think there's any possible way that they could have taken the expanded universe content and come back in 2015 and made a movie about it and made anybody happy. And I know they didn't make everybody happy with Force Awakens, but I think for them to try to come and like make a Legacy of the Force movie or a Jaina and Jason Solo movie in 2015 would have failed tremendously compared to Force Awakens.
Because the people that know those stories, because it didn't happen perfectly,
it wouldn't have worked. Yeah.
But the weird thing is that Starkiller Base existed in the expanded universe, and that was people's biggest gripe, that it was Death Star 3. And it's like, dude, we're literally pulling from what you guys love.
And also there was like 14 other super weapons that were absolutely ridiculous and pulled energy from a sun and were fucking
that all got
man.
reactivated at some point and used against Luke's Jedis.
Yeah.
The World Devastators were literally big boxes. It was like a sand crawler times 11, and they literally just went over and stamped the ground. It was like, what? What the fuck is this?
Yeah. Yeah, I think they were limited. I think if there's something that could be called a cash grab with Disney buying Star Wars, it's including the original cast in the new movie. And that's the reason why they put it in the time period that it's in, I think. It's like, if you could say anything about like them, like trying to cash in on what Star Wars was, it's including Luke, Han, Leia, Chewie, R2, and 3PO in the new movies. And that's why when they bought it, and it was 2014 when they were making the movie or whatever, and all those characters were that old, they were like, oh, well, Star Wars is just now 30 years in the future. And that's just what they ended up doing. If they hadn't tried to do that, I don't know, man. I don't know. If they hadn't tried to do that, and if they had made something totally different and brand new and no similar characters and no, like, chronology, who knows what would have happened, dude.
Right, I agree. I mean, I think they could have done something like Marvel did and just had, like, 150 movies planned out.
Yeah.
But like also in that scenario, they would have had to have gone back. Like, I think you're right. There's no way they could have made a new, just on top of that Star Wars movie. Like what I would have liked for them to see, or for them to do, is like expand on the universe through the cinematic. Like, go out, make some of those other movies, make an Asajj Ventress movie, make a Mace Windu movie, make a Yoda movie, make a Count Dooku movie, make Obi-Wan
Grievous.
movie.
I want to see a fucking
Grievous movie. Liam, you can show Grievous. Grievous movie is a dope movie. You start out when he's a warrior on his planet. You show how he gets injured. You show him get the suit. You show when Dooku shows up and starts teaching him. Like, that's a dope movie by itself. Dirge is a dope character by himself. Yeah. Like, alive for hundreds of years. Like, can basically fix himself back to everything from nothing. He's just a bag of worms. Like, there's a lot of shit. Chewbacca shit alone could be 3-4 movies.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I would have rather them have just done that than just get rid of my canon. But thinking forward for the future, what they did is probably the best move. And it's the best way to get new young people into Star Wars and build those lifelines fans again like they had with us.
Yeah. Also, Star Wars hasn't experienced a reboot like comic stuff has. Like Marvel and DC have experienced reboots in the past. Star Wars has never experienced a reboot. Like it originated in films.
Isn't a reboot.
Yeah, technically. That's what I'm saying. Well, until they canceled the old canon and are kind of rewriting it.
But that was
That's
never
the only
like
reboot.
really. And us as fans, we put it in, but the movie stood alone. Like even now, like the Darth Bane books. Who cares if Disney says it's real or not? Like the Darth Bane books could be real, and it still makes sense in everything. Like who cares?
Yeah, until you have something that's like 1,000 BBY, like it doesn't matter.
So that's different though. The Bane books are just like every religious book. They've been around for thousands of years.
They're not, because these ones are correct, and these are actual history.
And he lit up the library
Bane
in
is
lightning.
real.
Yeah.
That's
all hail Bane.
All hail Bane.
I don't know about still all hailing them, but good point. These ones are more steeped in reality.
Bane's a badass.
Bane is a fucking badass. Yeah, we don't have. You know what's weird is in these movies we don't have that badass, and I was kind of hoping Snoke was going to be that. And
I was too.
He was halved. And
he did have that one moment where he was a badass, where he just shot that lightning just to get him off.
Dude,
like,
so sweet.
Well, and you see hints of it with Kylo, where he's like in it with Hux, and he just like slams Hux against the wall. He's like, bitch, know your place. Like, come on. Yeah. I'm not here fucking around trying to argue with you. I'm trying to kill that dude out there.
I will say this movie also made me actually not just want Kylo off the screen. Like, you know me, I have a sordid love affair with people with the last name Skywalker, but
his last name's Solo, so
I'm sorry, people from the Skywalker bloodline. But fucking Kylo, man, like I did not enjoy him very much in the other stuff. And this one though, I thought he was much better. He still just seems like a spoiled 9-year-old to me though. But I feel like maybe in this movie he's more like a spoiled 12-year-old who's starting to understand high school. But like he's a little bit better. But
we were kind of discussing the change from like the original trilogy where Luke was the conflicted one. Like I want to be a Jedi, but I gotta go help my friends, and he wasn't
power converters.
And now we're kind of moved it from Rey doesn't know who her parents are, but she kind of knows what the fuck she's doing.
No one cares about Rey.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Now you see kind of that conflicted mindset in Kylo more. Like everything he does, you see his face. He's like, should I or shouldn't I? Should I kill Snoke? He's a better
actor than her, I think.
I mean, I agree too.
Yeah, Adam Driver is like unstoppable.
He's a more believable character too. If you look, the struggles that Kylo, like I think there is a place for people like Darth Vader where they're just evil, and the Emperor where they're just evil. But on a human sense, like evil people don't know they're evil. They think they're doing the right thing, and it's kind of cloudy with
not
Vader.
Sith.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah,
well,
I think Vader did think he was doing the right thing.
Yes, sometimes Sith do think they're doing the right thing, but a lot of let's just admit that Sith are a group that will willfully do this shit.
No, because
Palpatine didn't think he was doing the right thing. Palpatine just wanted to fucking be the command of everything and kill all the Jedi.
I agree, but there's other people like Commander who argued that he thought he was doing the best for the galaxy. Like he thought if he was in control, he could rule the galaxy properly because the Jedi are flawed. They're the
I think that's what Anakin thought. I think Palpatine was about that life.
Trying to get that life.
Shit, Palpatine, man, that motherfucker. You see the way he took care of Plagueis, man, for no reason. Plagueis was like, "Yeah, we better take over." Oh shit, this motherfucker got me.
Like they won everything, and they're like, "That Anakin boy's kind of strong." Oh shit. And then
like he invited Palpatine over. He had "We Are the Champions" queued up from Queen.
Yep. He was popping bottles, and then
Palpatine killed him.
Yep. Straight up fucking fried him.
He had a surprise party, and when they jumped over and said surprise, he fried them all before it's lightning. Like, what the fuck, Palpatine?
Yeah, I always thought that too, where Palpatine he resonates evil. Like his mind is so clouded. Like everybody thinks the dark side clouds the good guys. I thought Palpatine himself was clouded just morally. Like he has no fucking clue. He's just doing what he needs to do to get to the top.
Yeah. He was like murdering people with the Force before he even got any training.
Yeah.
Like he's like hid that he had the Force and was like murdering people and shit at like 12 with the Force.
He killed his entire family.
Right.
When he was 12, before he was even trained.
Right. He's a bad dude. Like
he's like, you guys didn't feed me that pudding that one night. Like everybody's dead. Mom, you drank up all the milk, and I woke up to eat some Cheerios, and there was no milk, and I had enough. Done.
Palpatine, get in here and clean up your room before I have to cut.
Exactly. That'll force anyone to the dark side. Drinking up all the milk overnight. Fuck, wake up. I'm excited for my Frosted Flakes. Now I got to put water in it. Bitch, and then just choke them. Choke everybody. Everybody within reason. No.
Fucking
I love it.
Some dry ass Count Chocula.
This is
best.
That should drive anybody to the dark side of the Force.
I feel it.
Dry ass Count Chocula.
Yeah,
man.
I'm excited for 9. I don't know what else to say.
I am too.
And I think 8. That's what 8. The best thing about 8 is that I'm excited for 9. Not that 7, because 7 I feel like could stand alone. They won. They blew the thing up. They won. They kind of left it at a cliffhanger because the lightsaber thing, and I was like, ooh.
Well, 4 could have stood by itself too. You know.
Well, it was supposed to.
Well, that's what I mean. It was supposed to, but then it became the first part of the trilogy.
George Lucas had all this shit planned out from the beginning.
Kind of. Yeah, kind of.
The fuck is that beeping, man?
I think 7. I don't think there's a problem with 7 being similar to 4. And people, like, a lot of times when I talk to people, they're like, that's the only big thing. It's like, why do you hate 7? Because it's just like 4. Okay,
yeah, but you like 4.
You like 4? Is the acting bad? Is the graphics bad? Is the
that
sound
is exactly
bad?
what people say.
Is the score bad?
I got a buddy who's like hardcore, only the original 3 matter. Like, episode 4 is the best episode ever, and he hates 7 because it's just like 4.
Congratulations. Like, and 4 is just like the hero's journey. Like, are you mad about everything that's ever been written? Because anything in fiction that had a hero was just like Star Wars Episode 4. That's the point. They all copied the same goddamn thing. So are you that mad about it? Or are you just fucking...
Makes no sense.
All right, sorry about that, guys.
I'm pissed, man. You're off the show.
I think I stopped that beat.
It's okay. But do you feel me on 4 and 7?
I think that 7 was okay. I think if you go in there thinking like, oh, this has to be better than other Star Wars movies, you're going to be disappointed. I think if you want it to be completely original, you're going to be disappointed. That what they did was they stole from... They did like... what was the Terminator? Terminator Genesis?
Yeah.
The one where they went back in time. Like, I felt like that movie and Episode 7 are like the same kind of movie. What they did was they kind of remade the original, but they changed it in such a way that it's no longer the original, but they kept aspects of the original to get old fans and new fans interested for new shit in this genre, this series.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what they were trying to do with Episode 7. I feel like they did that. And then in 8, I feel like it was strong enough and far enough away from the recreation of the other stuff that it definitely, if it's here to prime us for 9, it did its job very well.
Well, the best thing about it is you don't know what to expect for 9.
Right. It could be anything. It could be anything. Like Han Solo, too. I feel the same way about Han Solo. I feel like Han Solo could be either super dope or just garbage, but I don't know. I don't even have an inclination about it. I hope it's good. I want it to be good.
Yeah.
We're not too far away. What do we got? Another month-ish?
Yeah, a month and 7 weeks.
What is it? The 18th or something like that? I thought it was April
25th.
May 18th? Oh, 25th.
25th, yes. We got a bit, but...
Oh, so we got about 2 months. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I was thinking it was like early May. I get all this shit. Because I wanted it to be May 4th.
Yeah.
May
we got Infinity War, and we got our little shindig on May 4th. Then we got to wait till Han Solo. Han Solo.
Yeah. So outside of Star Wars, what are you watching?
I just watched the Daredevil and the Punisher, both series.
Nice. Punisher was fucking awesome.
Yeah, Punisher is a little hard to watch. I'm a veteran, and like the Punisher is kind of like a veteran PTSD. Fucking
there was some
PSA.
serious fucking
that's really
shit
what it
in there,
is.
dude.
Like they're showing other veterans that ain't even the Punisher that are just going through PTSD.
Yeah.
Like, why? I mean, it's good to educate the public with that, but like, I didn't need that personally. But I love the Punisher's character, man. Like, Shane is best Punisher.
Yeah.
Shane is the best Punisher. Like,
Fuck
sorry,
yes.
Christopher Lambert. Sorry, Dolph Lundgren. Shane from The Walking Dead is the best motherfucking Punisher. Like,
Yeah,
he's
he killed
dope.
it, dude. That was a great fucking series. Best
Daredevil was
of
okay.
the Netflix Marvel series that I've seen. Punisher's the
Oh,
best.
I agree with that. I agree with that. The
Yeah.
Daredevil show was okay. My
Mhm.
problem with Daredevil was I liked everyone in Daredevil other than the Daredevil more than the Daredevil.
There's a fourth wall there somewhere.
Help me with that.
Like,
Say it one more time.
I didn't like
Tell
it.
me,
Like,
Obi-Wan
I love-
Kenobi.
I love the Punisher. I love Jessica from
Help
True
me,
Blood.
Matt Murdock. You're my only hope. Say that one more time.
Like, I love Jessica from True Blood. I love the Punisher. I love SVU Kingpin. Like, I love Elektra, fine ass. Jessica from True Blood is fine too. I wasn't saying she's not fine. I like all the other characters other than like, oh, fucking Stick. Stick is dope.
Stick
like,
is
man,
dope. Yeah.
Madam Yao is dope. What was the ninja's name? Nobu. That dude, man. I like all the characters in that show except for the Daredevil. He's the only one I didn't care for. It's like, he was okay. He was all right.
It sounds like being the original trilogy. It's like, yeah, it's great shit, but I don't fucking care for Luke.
Or
Yeah,
like
I
the
don't-
second trilogy, like it's great shit, but I don't care for Anakin. Or like this new trilogy where it's like shit is all right, but I don't care
don't
for
care
that
for Rey.
goddamn Kylo.
Oh.
If you would have said Ray, I would have been all right.
I was going to
with it.
say, I said what you were about to say, but you fucked up.
Hey, this is the first time. This movie is the first time I've seen Kylo, and he didn't make me want to vomit in my own mouth. And he had some moments that made me feel a little bit that way. So
Well, you're one
I'm
for
not-
two, so-
I told you I don't like dudes in Star Wars movies who come from the Skywalker bloodline. Man, they terrible.
Well, if you're basing stuff off of vomitability, like
Yeah.
Sinbad, Kylo, what are they on the same plane or what do we got here now?
Yeah, what's the scale of
Don't
Sinbad to Kylo?
First and foremost, Sinbad is a fucking legend. He is still selling out shows all across the country. Like,
So is Luke,
talk about
apparently.
One of the best movies ever. The First Kid.
First
Jingle
kid.
All the Way?
Yeah.
First Kid is
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
anyways, point
He
is,
doesn't give a fuck.
Kylo. I will say that Kylo is my favorite of those Skywalker bloodline male protagonists in Star Wars movies, but it's probably just because he's half Solo.
Yeah.
I feel it.
I don't know, man.
I agree with you. Out of Anakin, Luke, and Kylo, I think Kylo's my favorite.
Anakin,
And
come on. What the fuck you talking about?
And I think he grew up a lot in this movie. Like that scene where he's in the elevator smashing his helmet. Like that's a big difference
That's a
between the first one where
badass
he's
fucking
smashing the
scene,
controls
dude.
with his lightsaber. Like that's me, Brat. I don't get my way when he's slashing the shit with his lightsaber in the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That temper tantrum he throws this time, leaving Snoke's office, that's not a temper tantrum. That one is him, like, shedding that skin. That's him getting rid of that mantle. Like, all right, I'm done being this little sniveling kid. I'm finna be this motherfucker I said I am now.
Well,
So,
no,
like,
it goes from I'm not trying to be Darth Vader. I'm gonna be Kylo fucking Ren.
Right. And so that's why, like, again, like, I'm with you. I'm really looking forward to episode 9 because hopefully Kylo is going to redeem himself in my eyes. And I think he might, because in this one, it looked like he was starting to do the things that I think might redeem him in my eyes. So, you know,
I
don't
think we're
misunderstand
gonna
me.
have-
I
we're
think
gonna
Rey
see
is
something.
terrible too.
I think we're gonna see something brutal from Kylo in episode 9. Like something
Well,
that
he's
it's like
already
it gives
killed-
you goosebumps that you never thought he would do.
Well, let's not forget he's already murdered his mother and his father on
He
screen.
didn't murder his mother.
He didn't murder.
He
his mother.
murdered her, and then they
He didn't
saved
even
her for
shoot
some
it.
reason.
He didn't even shoot.
What are you talking about? When he shot the fucking
He didn't shoot that. He didn't shoot that.
It was the other bombers or the other starfighter.
Yeah, it was his other two TIE SOs that were behind him. Or
I don't know how I
SFs,
missed
TIE
that.
SFs.
Well, even so, he killed his daddy
Good.
standing face to face.
Yeah.
I mean, like, how much more brutal can this guy be, really?
Han Solo owed him money. It was reasonable.
Han Solo owes
Fucking
everyone money.
bastards.
Exactly.
I'm for
Yeah,
it, man.
I really see. I think the biggest letdown is if in episode 9 Kylo doesn't do something fucking crazy, because we've seen all this buildup of him kind of being pissed at himself. He kind of sheds that skin, like you just said. He gets rid of the helmet. He puts Hux in his place. He is at the top now, and he kills Snoke, obviously. So, I mean, he's like his own mentor. He's his own ruler. Let's fucking make this happen. If he does some bullshit in episode 9,
just like all the rest of those goddamn Skywalkers.
Yep. And if he does some bullshit in episode 9 and like pansies out, I'm gonna be fucking pissed.
Yeah. And he finally realizes too there at the end, because that he got so pent up with what Luke was going to do or possibly could do that he let the Resistance escape. So he knows, like, after everything that he went through, he killed Snoke. Like, he knows what's going on. And he knows that if he fucks up and he gives into his anger too much, he's going to get distracted and he's going to make mistakes. So I'm expecting him to be calculated and focused, and he's gone through the stages. Like I've said that kind of Kylo is Anakin and Darth Vader at the same time right now. And now he's getting to the point where he can finally be just Darth Vader. Like he's just Kylo Ren.
I think Kylo is Anakin when he first got in the suit.
Yeah.
Just Anakin would just shut his fucking mouth, and the silence and just the intimidation of that Vader suit was enough. Yeah. And even because if you read the novels when he's young in that suit, he sounds like sniveling Anakin in that suit. My legs don't work the way I want. I gotta use the Force to stand up straight. My balance is off.
Except he doesn't sound like that. He sounds like, my legs don't work.
Right.
He fucking cuts people in half.
Just imagine James Earl Jones sniveling. That's what he sounds like.
My legs don't work.
And also, I don't think that's what he sounded like in his head. I think he sounded like Hayden Christensen in his own head.
It's probably true.
Like, I'm just saying, if something happened to you today where you lost your voice, I'm sure, like, where your voice changed dramatically, I'm sure that in your head, you'd still hear your real voice. You wouldn't hear the injured, burned up voice, right?
If my voice didn't work and I had the opportunity to change it, I would just sound like
Darth Vader,
Commander Cody.
Just sound like Sidious.
Just get Golem, just get Andy Serkis's voice.
Yeah. And Andy Serkis, I want his voice, and it's going to float between his characters. So sometimes it's Gollum, sometimes it's Snoke, sometimes it's King Kong, sometimes it's a Claw from Black Panther.
Black Panther.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of Black Panther?
Oh, fucking legit, dude. So good.
It was really good.
Top 5 Marvel movies, for sure.
I don't know if I put it in top 5, but it's definitely it's in that top
6.
Top. Yes, I mean, if it's not top 5, it's top 6, definitely.
Actually,
for real, like it's right there.
But I'm trying to think of what would be ahead of it. Okay, you got like what?
Civil
War, Doctor Strange.
Guardians, Civil War.
Thank you for being on the Civil War train.
The Civil War was dope, man.
It was. Like, we did our top 3. So 2 episodes ago, we had on our buddies the artist that did this awesome poster that we had. We talked about like our top 3 superhero movies, and I put Civil War as my number 1.
Now, I put Guardians 1 number 1.
Yeah.
But I forgot. So I put Guardians 1, Deadpool. Then I'll put probably The Dark Knight, the first Nolan one. And then I'll probably put Civil War 4th. And then probably Black Panther right after that. So I guess 5th.
It's up there, man.
5, yeah.
Yeah, it's up there. It's good.
See, I throw Logan up there. I was a huge fan of Logan.
Oh man, Logan was dope.
You just made a sex noise. Logan was that good that you forgot about it. You're just like
the noise was the conflict between Logan and Black Panther.
Yeah, I love Logan
sexually.
Yeah,
I love Logan just because he died. Spoiler. But I really enjoyed Doctor Strange as well. And,
I did too.
But that's a good thing. We're struggling for a top 5. So because there's so many good ones out there now, finally we're getting to that saturated market where you could legitimately
crumbling down.
Well, you could it's not like Star Wars where people just like piss and want to pick a set of movies. You can legitimately pick Logan or The Dark Knight or Doctor Strange or whatever.
If I want to watch a good superhero movie, legitimately there's 20 to pick from.
Yeah. Like even the first Iron Man, like you're saying. Dude.
First Iron Man. The first Captain America was decent.
Yeah.
The first Thor was the second Thor was but the third Thor is good. And the second Iron Man is watchable.
No, it's not. Stop lying to yourself.
It's watchable.
It can't even get watchable.
It's
Damn.
watchable. Yeah, it's watchable. I don't think there's a Marvel movie that's like not watchable.
Bucky-
Is it the one with the
Bucky's
whips?
movie is dope too. Winter Soldier is good.
Yeah.
See, I don't
Winter
know what
Soldier.
it is about Winter Soldier. I always fall asleep halfway through. I'm not captivated. I don't care enough about.
Don't get fucking hammer pissed when you're watching it.
Oh, see, you found out.
I
what
knew it.
the-
Hey man, come on. You got to check.
I'm opening up beer 200.
Yeah. You're right. I was wasted every time I tried to watch those movies. That's why I hate them.
And by falling asleep in the middle, I mean I passed out laying in my own sick like I was at a Sinbad show.
Maybe that's the problem with everybody that hates the new Star Wars movies. They'll just fucking waste it when they watch
They're
it.
so excited, and they have a terrible day leading up to it that they just get shit-faced drunk beforehand.
That's throw up on themselves.
That's the sickness. So we have stomach ache to Sinbad sick right at the top. Like, all right, are you gonna get sick or are you gonna throw up on other people? Like, this is. We need to.
It's a fine
Expert
line.
vomiter, guys. Expert
Yeah.
vomiter. One time I was like just shit-faced drunk, passed out. My buddy's throwing me in the back of his car, drives me back to his house. I wake up the next day, I'm on the couch, and I'm like, fucking, like, where am I? What happened? I don't even remember. And they're like, dude, like, why is John so mad at me? It's like, 'cause you threw up all over his fucking car. And I look down, I don't have any vomit on me. None. I go look at my shoes. We're in Asia, I don't have shoes on. I go look at my shoes by the door, no vomit on my shoes, but apparently the whole backseat of the car is covered in vomit. How expert of a vomiting was it that I threw up in the backseat of a Korean fucking sedan,
Dude.
didn't have a speck of vomit on me?
That's
you,
resume
you
worthy.
lost a best friend, but none of your clothes or shoes were ruined. You're good.
The point that I'm trying to make is I'm an expert at drunkenly being passed out and vomiting. I threw up on myself in the Sinbad show, and no one even knew. I was still somehow cognitive enough to be like, you better not mess up Sinbad's show. You just lay here in this vomit. Get the napkins right there.
Is that a tribute to you or to how funny as fuck Sinbad is? This
I'm gonna say a little
this
bit of column A,
episode
a
brought
little
to
bit
you
of column
by
B.
Sinbad.
A little bit. I don't think it had to do with how funny Sinbad was. I think it had to do with the amount of respect that I have for him and the amount of embarrassment it would have caused me if he would have noticed.
You didn't want to pull anybody's attention away from Sinbad, so you're basically an honorable person by throwing up on yourself.
Basically an
and
honorable
keeping it within reason. Yeah, it's
Right. And then sitting in it for like another 30, 40 minutes till the show was over.
That's upsetting.
Yeah.
I'm pissed.
I got up and talked about it on stage a couple days later, so it's good now. It doesn't hurt anymore.
It does. Once you say it on
hurt.
stage,
It hurts
doesn't
so
exist
bad.
anymore. It becomes a fantasy. Like it becomes a story. It's not actually history anymore.
While it
No,
was
I-
stuck on my shirt, it hurt so bad, but it doesn't hurt anymore.
So here's what it is, right? So one time Richard Pryor, this is actually a Sinbad story. Sinbad used to write on a show with Richard Pryor, and I guess they went and did some stand-up after writing and or after filming or something for the show. And Richard Pryor was on stage, and he was just telling him everything, sucking dick, doing crack, all that shit. And he got off stage, and Sinbad was like, "Hey, Richard, you can't tell him everything." And he said, Richard Pryor, I'm paraphrasing all of this, but Richard Pryor's response to him basically was like, "I already fucking told him they can't use it against me now." So that's
Yeah, it's like the Eminem thing. If I call myself a white piece of poor trash, what are you gonna come back at me? You're white piece of wait. You already said that too. So
It doesn't
no,
work.
I get it. Have you ever seen 8 Mile? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the same thing?
spaghetti.
Say Falcon was in that. He got his start there.
Rigatoni. Meatballs and sauce.
Well,
Spaghetti.
on that note,
Was that a note? Jesus.
boy, I guess you guys were talking about fucking pasta. So what else is left on the show?
Nothing else really. Oh my god. Someone's getting mauled
Space
out by
pasta.
dogs and shit out here somewhere.
Space pasta.
This is a pet peeve of mine just because it happens here. With the windows open, there's some houses right here. And it's at the back side of the houses, so there's little yards and they got dogs out here. There's these 2 yippy dogs every day they come out, and especially during the summer.
I don't know why,
the
but
wife-
yippy dog sounds like a racial slur to those dogs.
I'm offended.
Well, to be fair, they ask for it.
I'm starting a
It's only offensive
nonprofit
if you're
in their
talking
honor.
about the Polish.
The wife over here, I don't know. I've never met him or whatever. But when she yells at the dog, she doesn't yell at him. She says, "No, thank you. No, thank you." So she screams, "No, thank you" for a fucking half hour. By the time the dogs wear themselves out, yipping and barking at nothing. But I like your calm, like loud no thank yous are worse than the dogs actually barking. She just runs around and points at him. "No, thank you." Shut the fuck up. What are you talking?
Is she saying no thank you louder than the dogs are barking?
Yes.
Yeah.
Has the no thank you ever worked?
No. I actually mock her with the windows open. I'm like,
them dogs have her trained, man.
Thank you. No, thank you. Every time they bark once, I scream, "No, thank you."
Those dogs have her trained. That's what that is.
Yep. It's the opposite effect.
They're like, "Yo, get that dummy to come over here and yell no thank you out this window at this car going by."
I love it.
It's just it's entertaining, but it just.
I can see how that would be annoying. God.
And she'll stand right over him. "Excuse me? No, thank you." Like the dog knows what the fuck you're talking about. It's eating its own shit over here, and you're trying to teach it manners. Like,
but I will say those dogs have great manners. Great manners. They know which fork to use when you invite them to dinner. It's crazy.
Dude, chilled salad fork. They're on top of it.
Chilled salad fork. Ooh. Ooh. Oh my God. Mine's blown.
Oh my God.
All right, friends. I'm fucking done.
Had enough of it. Sunday night. Happy Easter, everybody.
Happy Easter. Praise Anakin. He's
Praise
the savior that was
Anakin.
promised.
No, we can't praise Anakin. Everybody, Skywalker suck dick. I hate them.
They don't suck dick. They're like some of the most instrumental people ever. But I mean, like, I don't like any fucking politicians.
Well, Anakin ended politics. So
That's kind of true.
Apparently not. Kylo just did a fucking corporate takeover of the Sith.
Well, that was different.
He's a political idealist. I don't know
not a murderer. Oh, man. It's been fun, friends. I had the land grant sun drip.
I had the Trogs hot bag. I didn't even rate it. I'm going to give it a 2. It's pretty solid.
Yeah, mine was a 2. It's good. T-Dot had nothing. The fuck, man?
2 out of 3.
I had something, but I'm not going to rate it because I still have a real job.
Your smoke alarms was 1 out of 3.
Your smoke alarm.
I think.
Either it was a carbon monoxide alarm, or Tarkin's landing on the fucking Death Star. We'll figure it out later. So, thank you guys for tuning in. What is this, episode 138?
138. You know what I'm saying?
We're way far beyond what we should be.
It's been too many.
Just like the beers we had on this episode. Far too many.
Too much.
No, that is incorrect, guys. There have not been enough. Keep going. You guys do something really dope over here. I love that I get to be a part of this.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Strive to be the drunkest. That's what we're really trying to do. So
That's the goal. Yeah.
that's the true goal.
That's the goal.
So
keep that in the peer reviews so we can make sure to achieve that at some point.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that in the maybe column.
That's going in the business plan.
So do you have any YouTube places where they can find any of your comedy yet, or anything like that?
Not necessarily. I would say check me out on my Instagram. That's T._TYOPOD. My Instagram is where I do a lot of like stuff, and then check me out on Facebook under Anthony Sargent.
I do some
T.Anthony Sargent. Either or will find me.
Stuff.
I do some great stuff. Everybody says it's great. I swear, it's the best stuff.
Everybody besides me.
The things that I do, mediocre. But the stuff that I have,
you wouldn't believe it.
Well, so specifically because you asked about my comedy, right? So like, if you want to see me do comedy, you got to come to a club in Portland and see me do comedy, right? But I do things on Instagram. I hop on there a lot of times. I say stuff. They're not always funny. I feel like they're always poignant though. Even if they're not, they're at least entertaining. I'm a crazy person. Watch me. But check me out on Facebook. I do lives sometimes when I get bored. I hop on lives with other folks, do things like this sometimes that are impromptu. Yeah, check me out on my Instagram. Check me out on my Facebook Live, and then I'm working on this this comedy album. that I'm doing some recording on. Commander Cody has graciously said he's going to help me out with mixing and mastering and producing of this. Just great. So I need to just get through with my part, get my tracks recorded. I got some pretty advantageous things I want to do with it. So hopefully we can work together and make it come out dope. And then I want to do something kind of interesting with getting it out there. Like, I don't even want to charge for it. Like, I'm just going to release it for free, like a podcast or like something that you just get from like iTunes and Stitcher, whatever. But in there's going to be, 2 requests from me personally. Like, if you enjoyed this, do me a favor. If you can afford it, go to my Patreon, give me $1. If you can't afford it, don't sweat that. Just pass it on to somebody else. So, working on that, working on my stand-up. When I have some more, I actually have some dates coming up on stand-up. So, I think I'll be at the Funhouse Lounge on September 23rd. It's a veteran comedy show. So it's a show that's kind of any money that's raised will be donated towards the Veteran Comedy for Comedy shit. And then I shouldn't have said shit, but in the promo. But yeah, got that going on. And then I got another show coming up on August 20-something also in Salem. Ugh. That one I just found out about that one like day before yesterday.
Be there.
I just found out about that one day before yesterday.
Yeah, just slot out an Oregon trip. Just August 1st through the end of August. Yeah, you'll be there in time for the comedy show.
August 20-something.
Yeah.
Be in Portland and wait for me to tell you.
It's worth it.
It'll work itself out.
You'll find me.
You can't stay at my house, no, but just be around.
Oh, shit, man.
Nice. Well, we always enjoy having you on.
Yeah, bro.
Next episode, I think we're planning on just being solo next episode. I'm kind of I think this is like 4 episodes in a row with guests, and it's
I don't even know. I can't even do a solo episode anymore. I can't do it. I can't do it.
In my mind, when you said solo episode, I just imagine you two sitting next to each other in a room, just kind of snacking.
That's usually what happens.
Or something while drinking beers and playing some game and saying very little the whole time. No.
That sounds about right. We pretty much don't say anything of worthwhile.
Hey, do you want any Cheez-Its? No? All right. Nothing for the next half hour.
That's pretty much it. That's essentially our episodes. Yeah, you got it.
All right, guys, episode 138. We're wrapping this up. Thank you guys for tuning in. T-Dot, I'll mention Patreon. So if you're a fan of the podcast, you can also go on to our Patreon page. Search Rogue Squadron Podcast, $5. We do like the $5. That's about a beer a month we can split. But any and all support, if you guys are fans of the show, we can head on over there. Now, we do Patreon calls before every episode on Sunday. So if you are a patron member, we'll get live with you, usually 6:30 on Sundays. And if you're interested in seeing what exactly goes on, you can head on over to YouTube and check out those patron calls if you want to be a part of it. So it'll give you an inkling of what to expect because it's not good. So, yeah, if you want to go ahead on over there and check that stuff out, we'd appreciate it.
If you want to make your life worse, come to Patreon. Besides that, fuck off. Listen to the podcast. We love you.
If you dislike your life and you want to hate your life, head on over to subscribe.
Yeah.
So, and I do want to mention, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and it'll just let you know when we go live.
Do it.
Notification button.
Well, I think yeah.
The bell makes it every time you do anything. The bell gives you a notification.
Just do that.
You have the bell click.
Yeah, do that.
So ring the bell.
Yeah, just ding.
Just cut it off there. Just ding. That was the worst thing I've ever heard.